every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic.
Is it too early for Christmas music?
Sometimes I tend to forget what
I don't think so. It's December. I'm late, probably. How's it going, everyone? Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome to Thursday Coffee Talking Tech. John Ryan, if you're stopping in, we talk about tech. We talk about the inner tech. We talk about the outer tech. We talk about the tech way out there. And we talk about the tech in here. So we're going to chill. Maybe I should chill a little bit, have more coffee. Okay. All right. I think I got it together now. Are we live? Oh, yeah, we're live. Okay, good. Let's see who's in the house really quick. I see a couple people here that stopped in. I want to say thank you, Trash Can Waves, for stopping in. Thank you, Roxanne, from around the world, sending vibes to us. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello. We're going to have a wonderful stream. And I want to thank JD Williams, Countdown to 4 o'clock. First time in here. Thank you very much for stopping in. That's awesome. And Abel's Treasures, thank you, man, for stopping in, saying hi. Let's go. And we got Vince Bertelli in the house, as always. Hello, folks. I'm in here, another Coffee Talking Tech stream. Let the show begin. Yeah, thanks, Vince, man. Let's do something this weekend, Vince. We got to do something. And we got Sammy in the house, and we got Cashew. Cashew, thanks for being here. I really appreciate that. That's the top moderator in the house. Thank you. Thank you. And let's see how Jeff's doing. Let's bring him on in, see how our bud's doing, see how he's chillaxing. What's up, brother?
I don't know, man. I'm still going with that song you had at the beginning.
That was good.
I feel like I
like
should do that where I was good. I wanted to get, you know how you dance, like You have you get the shower towel, and you're just, this is my
Yeah,
day.
yeah. It's just a little something, little something, something.
Yeah, I was singing.
We
it. I was
needed
like,
that.
Damn, that's a good song.
We need a little bit of
That got me-
Christmas music.
That got me juiced up, and I thought that would be a perfect song. As you can see, I'm dressed and ready for my Captain Tennille cover band that I'm going to be doing on a tugboat cruise tomorrow.
Tennille.
So I'm heading out. So I've got my Captain Tennille outfit on for everybody here. That's just for you, Tommy, if you're around. Oh,
People
God, what's
are
happening
like,
here?
who's Captain Tennille?
Oh, Google's your friend. Is this not the version from Fred Claus?
I don't know, man. It's epidemic, brother.
I know we're gonna get to movies, but Fred Claus is one of my favorite all-time Christmas movies. In the end, where this is the version of this song, where the elves are looking at the globe at the end, and it's a really poignant, lovely moment. And I always love this version of this.
This is a lovely moment right here that you're having.
Yeah,
You can't have too much coffee. I agree, Sammy. I agree.
that's true.
And you know I do.
That's not true.
That's
I've
there's a
had so much
reason why I'm
coffee,
coffee talk. What the hell? My Amish beard is gone. December is over with. I decided to go back to my goatee look, and I hope no one's too mad at me when they actually see this happening. But
I feel like what happened was the barn you were working on didn't stay up, and they found you, strapped you down, and they took off half your beard. in the Amish
that is
community.
not true.
That's what
not
happened.
true.
And you're no more a Jebediah.
The pleb trader, man. Thanks for coming in
Hey,
here.
pleb.
I really appreciate you stopping
pleb.
in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to talk a little bit like what did people get for Black Friday? What were they looking for? Was there any deals? Because we did the stream. We went over the majority of stuff that we would probably get our hands on, what we wouldn't. I was looking, right, there's a lot. I was looking for something particular on that Friday that didn't come together, but put down below if anybody was looking for something special. Were they looking for lights? Were they looking for a camera, perhaps? Were they looking for some deals with a mic setup, an audio setup? Were you looking for, I don't know, maybe even just, a green screen or something like that? Let me know what you were looking for, and let us know if you did get anything along the way. Jeff appears to be listening to the Village People in his IAMs.
I do have a little, this ear here is Macho Man, and on this side is YMCA. I'm good to go, man.
You gotta be a macho man.
Tommy.
You gotta be. And hi, it is, I asked you last time, Bouger Prepper?
We did. We're the biggest.
Does that sound
losers.
right?
I think Bouger. I'm going with Bouger.
Bouger Prepper?
I
Hello,
don't
thank
know.
you for coming in.
It's not two E's, but Bouge?
Yeah,
Bouger?
I'm not the
I don't know,
best.
it's a lovely name.
You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to see if she pronounces it in her stream. and
Maybe
see.
it'd
Or
be
like-
nice if you guys could just come in here and give your phonetic spellings of your names for us losers.
for someone like me. He says like he misses the beard a little bit. Well,
It'll be back.
I don't know.
I mean, seriously.
Blood pressure reader half off. That's what
Maybe
he was
that's
looking
what they're
for.
looking for Black Friday. I'm looking for a blood pressure meter that doesn't work.
That was
That's
great.
hilarious, pleb.
That
Half
was
off.
funny.
That's a winner right there.
A commercial back shaver, not the customer type, the commercial.
Oh God, why? Why did you bring that up?
I don't know.
Who's using a back shaver, Tommy?
Got to use them for like the
Good
ones
Lord.
for
So I'm
donkeys.
thinking, Tommy, if you could get Tracy, I think Tracy would make a great Tennille. So maybe we could do our practice show this weekend if she's around.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Young man, there's a place you can go.
Boogie Nights Prepper. Okay. Well, if there was anything anyone was looking for, I'd be really interested in it. And, just curious because my big thing is I was ready to step it up to some upgraded lighting. So that was I wanted to get some big boy lighting because my wife does wonderful photography, and not only could that lighting be used for her, so I was looking for, larger size, 48 inch, 37, 38 inch, something soft boxes. And I wanted to get some good stuff, so with some Bowens mounts.
So now, just so I'm clear, so now you're using your wife as an excuse to put money into equipment. I just want to make sure we're on the same.
It's cash shoe, in case you were wondering. Okay, people,
awesome.
right here.
Come on.
If you were wondering,
that's funny. Should I do the? How am I going to do my the phonetic of my name is going to be really weird.
JH556. Hello, everyone. And then also, I got a message from someone who watches, but probably has never commented here. And I got an email, and they asked me a specific question and just want a little insight. And I'm going to bring that up a little bit later, though. And I wanted to get some people's possible opinions to this topic. Okay, so, but right now, I was just more curious to see if anybody, yeah, that's what I say. But if there was anything particular that anybody was getting or interested in, let me know still, even if it's the smallest little thing you think it's odd, whatever, let us know. But otherwise, if you can read this might give you a hint. If you're not really into photography or YouTubing, or, maybe just got into it this year or haven't spent some serious money on stuff yet, which lighting is always neglected, always. What?
I know what it is. Cats. It's a box of cats.
Yeah. So
You can see your frustration with me.
What? Jeez,
Cat,
put your
shut
hand
up.
up. Hey, I also
Pick me.
want to give a shout out to Christmas Clatter. Not only on the 10th are we going to be on his YouTube channel, and that's December 10th. I'm not sure exactly what time, but I just want to say he's not in the best of feeling right now. Health. He's fighting something. So I want to give a shout out and give a virtual hug to Christmas Clatter, our friend Todd, and just let him know that he's loved, and I hope he's feeling better soon. So
everybody give Todd, our friend here, a virtual hug.
Steve.
Yeah.
Jeff says he's using his wife. He has more gear. Right. Listen, Steve. This okays everything. Okay. If I somehow flip it 180 where my wife is benefiting on this, then, the money means nothing. So
just whispering. She can't hear you if you whisper about it.
It means nothing.
Be quiet. Nothing.
I don't know what this means.
It means the hat. He's going after my hat.
Oh, that's rude.
And
okay.
I'll be honest with you. I saved 3 dogs and a little baby. That baby I ended up marrying.
That's nothing compared to what John Pullum saved this year.
I bet he saved a dog.
One dog. He saved one dog. Saved like 14 dogs
Plus,
already this year.
I think he saved 14 dogs. Yeah, exactly.
So forget it. I don't want to hear about
just forget it.
Yeah, one measly person.
Be careful, man. Don't poke the kitties.
Jesus.
No, I don't care about your finger. I just want you to hurt the cats.
Okay.
Man, you're a loud unwrapper. Jeez. Man, maybe you should have done this before the show.
I should have took it out of that box.
This is great. This is great TV right here.
Hey, I just wanted a show from scratch, okay?
I know. Could have saved us all about 10 minutes, though.
Oh, well,
Could you
it's
show
not
us
really
how
that
to
important.
maybe...
How to,
I feel like you're just... I feel like you're coasting now after your 1,000 subs.
I'm just ghosting. That's
You're
it.
just ghosting now. We're gonna watch you open up boxes of cats. Why are you?
Coasting.
I know. I'm kidding. I hope you're a quieter
All right.
rapper than an unrapper.
Look at this. Whoa.
Give that to me. I want it.
There it is.
That's mine now. That's mine now.
Do you see it?
It's beautiful.
I could smell it.
Looks
It
heavy.
smells like it's brand new.
So my mic's not coming in as clear. We had this discussion. I think mine isn't as loud. Or, it's a good question. Let me take a look here. I feel like my mic is a little off right now.
You think it's off? Maybe I'm too high.
No, it's on, but let me check a couple things.
I can hear you clear. This is
I think it's the balance of yours. Yours is really hard to compete with. Right?
Amaron 100D. So this is made
well.
by Aperture, but it's actually their like consumer version of the Aperture 120, and it's really, really good quality lighting. And just to give you an idea, I actually have it attached to the other one, attached to the softbox that's right over here. And so there's the light back there, and this is a 37-inch, I think, softbox that I'm using, and I'm actually bouncing the light off the front of me and coming over here. And I really just did that to test it because I want to break into just trying more and more things out with it. So, but that's the
Awesome.
Jeff's mic is quiet. Jay Smith.
We're getting a lot of that. Is there any chance you dip me down in the audio mix on your
No.
vMix there by chance? That's
No.
weird because the volumes.
It's
I think what
quiet.
they're hearing is they turned you down because you are really loud tonight comparatively last week, and I'll bump mine up a little bit, guys, and then
I
you
could
guys
tur-
let me know.
No, you know what? You stay where you are for a sec, and I'll bring me down.
Okay.
And
I hate this because I feel like we're just stepping on your.
now we have the two different mics. That's
Presentation.
all. So I can bring this down. Check 1, check 2. That should be much better. So we'll see.
Right. I'll try to
All
talk
right.
more up into the
So,
mic, too.
so you're asking like, well, what do you do with this light? Well, you hook up a big soft box to it, and it just makes really, really good quality lighting. And that was the idea that I wanted to have. So these were $200, Jeff, just like a couple weeks ago. And then Saturday hit, and that setup was
Yeah.
170, right? You saw it. I texted you,
Right. I saw it.
and
Yeah.
we were like, oh my God, it's 170 for each light. And I wanted to get it because it was like, these lights are out of this world. These lights just came back about a year ago, or not even. So these lights have only been around for a short time, and they have gotten
Yeah.
rave reviews from everybody that's out there in the market about how bright they are, how clean they are, how effective they are. So I'm really excited to try them out in the kind of way that I want. So what is this? John, do the rest with unwrapping and ASMR. So we're gonna open up this one right now. But hey, Ela, what's going on? How are you?
Doctor, how you doing, sir?
How you doing, brah? So the thing is that Xana Man, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate that. Yeah, he says it sounds a little bit better now, so that's good. Turn the music off. It's overpowering it all. Is it really? So low.
I don't know. It's a little loud. I think. Yeah, I feel like your ears are burnt today. Are your ears stuffy? Maybe.
My
Or you
ears.
feel like
Yeah.
you're having to talk louder.
No.
If they're stuffy, then you might hear.
No.
I was
So-
trying to come up with a good reason.
So the thing is, that it's a real simple setup. There's really not much to it besides just having a little thing in the back to plug in for power, turn on the switch, push the button. It goes up by 20 each time you push the button, and then you can go by one power to 100, and it just shows right on the
Oh.
back screen, where it is. So that's all it does. but I'm not looking for bells and whistles. I'm just looking for something that works really, really well. And then we're talking about like the different kinds of lighting you can get. You can get like, we were talking about this a while back with like, with Brian, talking about the different light modifiers that you can get, you know? So I wanted to find something really easy, because if you go cheap, it's hard to find something that's really easy to set up. Sometimes you got to take each one of these mounts, and they come with the flexible rods in them, and then you have to place each rod in. So you know what I'm talking about, right? So
yeah.
Something like this, though, right? It's got the Bowens mount attached. So this basically would go right into the end of that light and clicks in. And then, but when you open this, it's like opening an umbrella. See, look at this. It's all,
really nice.
look at this,
Yeah.
right? So all I have to
struggle
do,
with it.
right, instead of taking those little flexible rods that you usually would have, right, you just push this, right into there. Look.
Nice. Fantastic.
And then there's a little adapter that goes on here to hold it. And then you Velcro an outer and an inner if you want two soft covers. And then there's the...
Like a diffusers or something?
Yes. Yeah. And then there's a grade that you put on it, right? The to direct the light that actually came with these. The grid. Sorry, thank you. The grid that came with these for the price included. So it was $99 each for this, the setup, the grid also. And in my links, I have one by Godox that is in my links in this description for $83. It's even cheaper. And I was like, wow, that's a good setup by Godox also. But both of these, it just goes to show you, it's just really easy to hook that up and make it your own and control it. Really quick, I saw something.
Welcome a new. We have a Patricia Stahl.
Yes.
A new.
So that's Vinny's sister, and also I went to high school with her too. So thanks, Patty. And she actually works at the same school as my wife does, and so that's kind of cool too.
Oh.
So yeah,
that's cool.
So in a roundabout way, everybody came together to knowing each other. So that was really cool. So they're saying hi to Patricia, and Vinny's sister she's really nice and a lot nicer than Vinny also, by the way.
Wow.
So yeah. What, Brian, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, just, let's be honest about it. Yeah. So Brian, it's really a nice softbox, really nice. And what's really funny, once again, months ago, I was talking to Jeff, and Jeff was like, I go, Jeff, I know what lighting I want to get. And he's like, I can't remember the name. I got to go to B&H and I got to look it up really quick. And then as I'm going to look it up, he's like, is it Amaron? And I'm like, yeah, that's it. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's the ones I'm looking at too. And I'm like, yeah, those are the ones. And so once again,
that's the one.
We were both looking at the same ones, and I ended up, the 100Ds are plenty good. And also the benefit of the 100 is that they're quiet in comparison. Yep. So the fans in the 100D is actually quieter than the fans in my PC. So there's like no worries at all. So everybody's saying hi to Patricia.
Hi.
So hi, Patty. And Mary Poppin wants her umbrella back. So that's pretty much what it is.
She can fight you for it.
And it's really cool. Hi. So yeah, I'm excited though, because it comes with the grids. But I want to show this really quick.
All right, you show it really quick. All right, we're done.
Not my butt.
You could have set the stuff up, maybe. I mean,
no.
What's all this rummaging around?
There's
like
too much
rats
stuff.
In a cellar. Okay.
So Brian knows what this is, right? So
I don't know.
No, but
looks cool.
Right. This is a lantern, right?
Oh, it's a lantern.
Light modifier lantern. Hooks up with that same kind of Bowens mount to it, right? This is made by Nanlite. And so what you do is this has Velcro in the middle here. So you would hang this or you would have a boom arm coming over, and then the light would light up the ambient lighting in the whole room, 360 degrees. And then if you wanted to just cast off one section, it comes with these skirts that go and they Velcro on the sides, and then you can cast off lighting in one area or another. And this was another thing I wanted to have, because eventually I want to have 3 lights. So it would be 2, one for each side, and then one over the top like this would control the ambient lighting. And I would be totally, absolutely set with lighting for now on. So those...
Well, there you go. Because I went to bed last night thinking if John only had more lighting.
You were probably thinking that.
I was. I worry about you.
I can imagine you were like, oh my God, what lighting was...
I worry about you.
John,
I worry about your lighting.
He doesn't have enough. And then I want to just, I'll show these really quick, which Jeff, we were both checking these out, by the way.
You're going to show me more stuff that I didn't get to buy that you bought for, yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why I'm using box 3, but no one's in box 3.
It's like light porn right here. Is this the light hub?
So this is the one, and you can see the price is down 15% at $170, and this is like the kind of modifier you would get, and this is like the kind of stand you would get if you were gonna, even a bigger one with a sandbag. But this is what it's called, the Amaron D1, the 100D, and any kind of lighting that you get, you want to make sure the CRI value is 95 or above. And that means that it's good quality, by the way. So it's the color rate. What is it? Color rate something index. What is it? Let me see if I could find out what that is.
I'm not going to help you. I'm just going to let you flail around in the water a bit.
No. I know what it is. It is the...
No, you don't. That's why you're sitting here looking up
the color rendering index is what it is. So when it's 95 and above, then it's like professional quality lighting, and it's gonna have the best color matching for like professionals to use for a professional level. And so make sure that it's that, because it will be so much more worthwhile for you to buy instead of buying something that's cheaper and not as good quality.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's basically.
I looked at everything that you looked at. I love that. Everything you got there will probably end up down here at some point, because I think everything you have there I've looked at, and we both thought for the value that seems great. I wish I'd had the coins to pull it off on Black Friday and save $30 on the light, but that's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, listen. The thing is, you got to remember though. I have gone to a year in on the YouTube channel, 15 months actually, right? So you're 6 months in. So at this point, what are you going to do? You can't spend it all in 6 months.
Yeah. You could. It's not wise. Listen, kid, your turn will come. You sit on the bench. I'm the quarterback. Your time will come. So it's like, it'll happen. All right.
Well, it would just be, it would just be hard to know what you even need when you're 6 months in most of the time.
It is. I'm amazed that you're totally right about that. I'm now really getting it, but for months I'd be like, I really don't see the vision. And once you do it, flare around the water. Yeah. So I just, there's not enough room on the door. So you just you hold on to the door. If anybody saw the movie Titanic, there was room on the door. Why did, what's his name, have to drown while Kate Winslet was on the door? She could have brought, what's his name?
Could have had a
Leonardo.
bigger door.
What's
could
his
have had
name?
a bigger door.
DiCaprio. He could have, no, it was a big enough door. It was an old big wooden door. And she's like, nah, there's just not enough room on the door. I know it's cold.
I don't know what happened there, but
I would have brought you on the board. I would have brought you on the door. So there's a door floating in the water at the end of the movie as the boat went down.
I saw the movie.
All right, you saw it? Well, you said you didn't know what was happening. So I thought I'd help you out. But you saw that poor kid was hanging off the door.
I think they should have kicked the other rich people out of the lifeboats. That's what I would have done. So
it's getting political now. I didn't want to go down that.
Igor Ego Talk. I know I might be messing that up a lot, but thank you for coming in the stream. I appreciate that.
Agorotac.
Thanks for stopping in. This is your first time in here. I really appreciate that. And usually we drop confetti for people that stop in for the first time. So thank you for stopping in. I really, really appreciate that. And also, you know who, I don't want to get upset. So if we don't say hi to, if we don't do, he likes his lantern. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he uses it all the time. See, that's another thing. Like that lantern thing is really important for the overall setup, because the bigger lights will be directional, and then the lantern will be just light up that whole ambient room. But I want to give Patty some confetti also, so it's has to happen.
There you go.
By the way, so
has to happen.
So they're saying even hi to her too, also, but that's really cool. But
my cord went rogue.
So those should be good lights for you. Pop that grid on and keep the light from bouncing everywhere. Right, exactly. So if you want it to be more directional, then you would use the grid on it, and then you would have it set up, exactly on.
That's what I want.
On
I've been complaining about not having a grid, or I call them a honeycomb because I'm that guy.
They look like that.
But because you want to control that lighting. I've always wanted that to just really get that dark vibe and still maintain that it's hard to get good light on front of you, right, and then not keep it off your walls if you want that. So
yeah, and that's the idea. So pleb trader saying loving the chemistry tonight. It's like great a radio show from the 90s. I'm old. Well, if I
love the radio shows.
I would have to believe that we're the same age just about then.
We're like Art Bell show. If Art Bell had a guest. I'll bring you on. We'll talk about ghosts and UFOs, and we'll be fine.
This is my wife, and she says she can't keep up with the FedEx deliveries, but it's not my fault. It's really not. So we have White Dove stopping in for the first time, and she must know Cashew. Ooh. Thank you so much for coming in. Once again, and this is rare to have so many people new coming in. So
a lot of confetti. I'm tired of cutting this stuff up.
Yeah, we have to do it because it's just what we do. So hello to my friend for coming in.
Thank you. White Dove has a cute puppy. I like that.
You like puppies?
I do. I love puppies. You know me. Puppies and llamas.
He loves puppies.
Thank you, Vinny. Vinny and I would hang out and just totally make fun of you, probably.
No, we would make fun of you and your puppies. He'd be laughing. It's like, Jeff talks about puppies and llamas.
You're the one with the box. Whatever, dude. You're the one with the box of cats that got delivered through FedEx. So.
Oh, this smells so new. I can't wait to
You did not just smell a light.
You have to do the smell test on everything.
Weird.
Don't you watch Jared Paul?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Jared, he like.
No, please continue. Make fun of me and my dogs like you're sniffing an Amaran 100D. Do it.
Yeah, well, if you can do it, you got to do it.
I can't do it because I don't have the damn light.
So, John, do you have a DJ set up in front of you for a live video, and you're dropping confetti? So it's not a DJ setup, but it kind of almost looks like one, almost, right? Because
I'm trying to imagine you DJing.
Right, I'm on my ones and twos right here. So we got a little couple sliders on the side here. We got the audio interface.
40 degrees out.
There's another audio interface. And so that's all you need to make everything work. And of course, you got to wear shorts. This is the short shots, guys. You guys are really lucky tonight. Get the short shot.
You got to wear shorts, dude. You look like you just came off like a deck and you were fishing or something. What's going on?
I don't know why we have to be so rude. Happening?
Yeah, people.
You're wearing I'm fishing. Yeah.
Here we go.
You're like the Gorton's fisherman hat on, and you look like you just came off the seas with your blue Navy jacket, and we're like, Gordon fisherman. Woo! So.
You really got wound up there if you started singing. That's funny.
I'm pretty sure John could do a DJ show, no problem with his gear. We could probably do something.
I think you could. You could do it. You should do it from remote.
We could.
Remote DJ.
So the reason why I came from that lighting is I wanted to show people because I know that's like what we I never thought I would have that. Like, I didn't even know what that lighting was 8 months ago or a year ago. And we were just expressing of how I got to where I am now. And so the other night we were talking about how you get those individual LED panels and how you think they're going to be like a home run as soon as you get them. And even though it has like that little diffuser that slides in, they're just kind of harsh. They're still, you got I have this one behind me. That's exactly what that is.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Did it not pop up?
Jersey.
Did it not pop up?
It did not pop up. No, calm down. It didn't. Maybe it's late. I know.
Heard it though.
Yeah, we're going to see. It's going to be a real thing.
I'm so aggravated. It didn't pop up.
It just popped up. What's that? Oh, you just clicked it. Oh, it didn't pop up.
Healthy Bearded. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Jersey in the house. Healthy Bearded. He's got a great
That's really nice.
bearded channel, and he's from Jersey too. And heck, I am also, so I appreciate that. Thank you.
Nah, we know that. We've told us a million times.
Why the hell is it not coming in? See, this
I don't know.
is the things
I really
that
hate
are
that.
aggravating about streaming, because it's user error. There's no doubt about it. Because I probably didn't change the output number. Yeah, it's probably.
Remember I don't know. Last time we went back and you were doing something. Remember, we realized that. What is it? I figured out what's happening. You were screwing around with it, and then you had turned something off. So I don't.
We always are. I mean, what's the?
I know. It's a thing.
That's part of it.
We're always playing. It's part of it.
I'm trying to find it right now because I just want to fix it. It drives me nuts. But
wow, this is gonna get really ugly really fast if this thing keeps breaking.
You might need
new drywall.
Ahoy, Jeff. But so how can you tell if it's the person's first time in? That sounds like a cool trick. Well, honestly, because I really do keep track of everybody that we talk to, and I'll recognize, because honestly, I just have over 1,000 subscribers, and I know just about everybody that I'm subscribed to, because the 1,000 people that I have, I did not go and fish for. So like, Jeff fishing with his hat, I basically, met the majority of these people individually and have been on different shows talking to different people. And I know just about everybody that comes in. So it's really cool. That's the great thing about it.
He literally begged for every sub. So he's very clear who is who. You do know though. Like, it is funny. Like, I don't have as many subs as you, but I'm the same way. You do know, like, you could tell who's in, and those new names pop up. You're like, you still know. I don't know where you stop knowing.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think I do keep track of a lot in my head. I know. I have that craziness in my head. So she's from New York. So that's really cool because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know which.
But like New York City or New York State?
Yeah, I don't know if she's state or New York
Long Island.
City.
I know Long Island. That's about it.
But yeah, I work in New York at times also, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, so we know this isn't true though. So Everyday Tech says first time here. He's being sarcastic.
No, but it's really funny. I like it.
It's crazy. Yeah, see, and that's why I want to find it. Drives me nuts.
Yes, what I want you all to do is, remind him how much he is so screwed up this.
See, I didn't even read it yet, and she knew already. She's like, John is going to get even more nuts if we keep up with the super chat. Yeah, that's why I've got to find it. Thank you so much, Roxanne, by the way.
Look, you guys can afford 20 cents. Just flood him with nonsense. No,
20. Stop. It's right here. I just got to find it really quick. Where is it?
Mm-hmm.
This is part of me too, is that if I would list things a little bit better. Oh, you know what I'll do? I know what I'll do. Okay, just give me a couple seconds. I'm going to look at the layers really quick. And where is it?
You in Stream Elements?
Oh, it's not in there. Huh? No, I'm in an input. So 58. Okay, I was looking at the wrong thing. So let me make sure that that's right. And number 50. Yeah, 8 is there.
We could maybe bring in Tommy, see if he can figure this out.
I'm going to do this right now, and that should make it come up now, but it still should have worked anyway before. All right, It should work. So now,
So you made some changes that might make it work.
Oh,
So now
no, it should
nobody
come.
do it. So he won't know if it
That's
works.
right. No one's gonna come in. Oh, she's from the Bronx, dude. I tell you a really good story. That's Westchester County, so it's like I was going into the Bronx when I was a kid. I was literally, I think, 21 years old, and we went to this place. I don't even remember the name of it to go dancing, and it was college night, right? But you had to have a legal college ID to get in the place. And I didn't have one.
Uh-oh.
And so my friend's like, I got a college ID. Just take it and put your, picture in it and whatever. So I did that and we went that night and I got in and we had a blast. But our friend met some girl that drove us and he just left us there. He left us in the Bronx. We're walking around the streets, 3:00 in the morning. It's 27 degrees out, and it's the middle of winter.
Did you have shorts on?
No. We had to take a cab back to Hoboken, New Jersey. My dad lives in Hoboken, and 7 of us in one cab, and then we stayed up overnight. And a couple of my friends were drunk, and it was a mess getting in the cab and getting all the way to Hoboken, but.
I've done that.
Crazy night.
So there were 7 of yous in a taxi. That must have been a happy taxi driver.
Oh yeah. It was, you know what? It was a lot of fun because you're like 21, 22. No one cares. Nobody cares. So it's funny that old light bulbs and hot light have perfect CRI. Do they really? I don't know what that means, but
he would know. I mean, I honestly I'm okay.
I'm lost. I'm lost on that, but
I don't know. And the old light bulbs and hot light have perfect CRI. So I don't know what that means. If he's crapping on like any new bulb technology, maybe. I don't know what's happening there.
Welcome to your first show, moderator.
That's right. He's a moderator. He's like, hey, first time in here.
So no one got anything. No one got anything in here from Black Friday.
I wanted things, but they were too expensive. They didn't go cheaper for me. I wanted maybe a new camera, but there was no really good deals for me there. The light was a good deal, but it wasn't priority. I was waiting for the camera to come down.
Cameras did not come down. That's for sure.
Remember, you and I talked about it a couple months ago. We took bets, and we both were like, I don't think there's going to be any really good deals on these cameras. It didn't help when the A6400 was like, yeah, we're not going to be really making any more of those for a minute.
Yeah.
All that did was that was the start of all this stuff where it's like, I think they're all hedging for what we talked about the other night.
Yep.
And we're seeing some creepy, gougy things starting to happen again based on current events. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's happening already. So,
It's a bummer.
People are going to be definitely struggling for some type of inventory on stuff for sure. But that's just the way it is right now, unfortunately. And that's why I'm glad that I picked up a used A64 and 100, but I tell you one thing is I'm getting a few saves on the M50 and stuff, but not a lot of people as I thought are reaching out. I think
give it a month.
Yeah, it's
because I think if these cameras keep doing what they're doing, I think people are going to be like, okay, what do you got?
Well, I think I'm going to put it on eBay or something. Anyways, I wanted to mention this before I forgot. Tonight is 8 months for me live streaming straight, never missed a live stream yet. And this is 7 months for Jeff and I together live streaming. And but 8 months I started April 1st, and I have not missed a live stream. The first month I was doing it by myself, and then Jeff and I connected and we tried to get together and make it happen, and we did. So it's pretty cool. So you got a tool belt. That's great.
Yep.
It's great
Does the
stuff.
belt wear you?
It's great stuff. Got something small, GLI Net Traveler router. Going to use it for some remote events when I need to network some of my gear together. Okay, that's very interesting.
That's cool.
So if that's for traveling, where are you picking up the signal from? Are you going
Mobile?
like 5G? Yeah, with that, let me know. Everyday Tech. That's
I did a
Patrick.
5G hotspot maybe, or Yeah, I know. I kind of felt bad about this. We should give Cashew an end of the year bonus.
I spent my
So
whole
not all of
moderator
this is
paycheck.
going. Well, last week she was complaining. Tuesday she was complaining about the what's the antiseptic stuff because Tommy wanted the room to be cleaner,
Right.
Lysol and stuff. So I don't know.
Cashew, they will not be forgotten. That's true. Hey, and also I want to also thank anybody and everybody that has been using my affiliate links for Amazon in the last 2 months.
I've never done that.
In the last 2 months, $3,300 worth of stuff has been bought. And it gives me a little bit, which goes back into the channel. Able Treasures.
Hey, look at that.
And it worked.
It was a user error.
Yay. Well, no, it's
No.
it should have worked anyway. But
Kind of. Is it going to stay up now for an hour? Okay.
no. Thank you so much. Abel's Treasures. It's bothering me. I want to know if he fixed it. Thank you,
know.
man.
It would have been hilarious though if it didn't work in a way. It also
So
would have been
I
fun at
have
the end of the show.
multiple inputs. And so I have my main picture input, which should then, if I drop it in the layers, I put my stream elements in the layers, it should go off on any camera that I have. And for some reason, it just is not working right now. And so I just brought it in as one of the 4 inputs I can bring into vMix right now. So it's weird. It should have worked though, but whatevs. That's the thing about streaming. Listen, it's not going to work all the time. And so
That's a lie.
You just, you got to do what you got to do at the moment.
What are we going to do
Why
for
is
the
that a
2
lie?
people what are we going to do for the 2 people who donated earlier and they didn't get the pop-up? I feel
Nothing,
like
no. What are you going to
it
do?
was a real letdown for them. Okay. Don't do anything for them then.
I didn't go anywhere, and they were busting me anyway. They're like, let me see me get all mad. Because I do get mad because you
I know, it's
want
true.
your stuff to work, because a super
Yeah.
chat is a big meaning for me, and I really appreciate it. So that's why I put the super chat up there, the alerts, so I don't miss them. And so I see them, because the most embarrassing thing I think for a streamer is to miss a super chat totally. And I've seen a lot of
It is.
pros even do it. So I don't want to miss it. So
I have a question for you on this. Can
Yeah.
you hook up buy me a coffees in Stream Elements or something to
yes.
come through?
yeah, I did it I've done it and had it hooked up. And then it refused to work for a while. And I didn't go back to figuring that out again. Yeah, it's one of those glitches.
I was just, it took me a minute, but I found out that a few people of you lovely people on Tuesday bought me coffees, and it kind of hit me, here because I'm not used to that, and it was really a lovely show of support. I just wanted to do that. There's some few people here tonight, and I wanted to thank them. I don't know if I should thank them personally, how that works, but I'm going to. It was Roxanne. I remember we had a new person who's not here that I see, but who's the other person? Vinny. Thank you so much, Vinny. I believe Brian Griffith. There was, if I'm missing anybody,
Nice.
I'll catch up with you later. But it was a really lovely gesture, and I didn't want it to go unsaid, but I also want to reach out to you personally, which I will, because it does mean a lot. It does. I was talking to somebody earlier about how those things really put more air under your wings and really lifts you up, and that really matters for us. Sometimes that's worth way more than the money, for sure.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
so thank you. I just want to let you guys know that. So
Awesome.
Appreciate
It's always a nice surprise, right? Because then the buy me a coffee
it is, yeah.
you don't realize
But
it.
why
till
does it hit us
after.
so hard? It's not the money. It's just weird how that somebody would. For me, it's still like they would take their time to go there to actually execute that. You know what I mean? It's a very personal gesture, and I'm not used to that. And I know it took you a while. I don't even know if you're used to it yet, but
No.
it's really interesting. Night, Patrick. Thank you for stopping in, and I'm glad your first time was a lot of fun for you.
You never get used to it. It's kind of really weird. And you're always really super appreciative.
Abel's.
That's for sure. So
I wanted to throw that out because Abel's was another one, and I wanted to thank Abel's out. Has been a lovely supporter, and
absolutely.
Abel's Treasures. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And so the other thing I wanted to talk about is this little message I got from somebody who's, I don't think ever made a comment in here, who watches from afar in a sense, and told me specifically that I knew this is like a weird question. And I also know that you may feel not comfortable answering it. And I was like, you know what? I sent the message back. I said, I'm going to answer it in the stream and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. So someone is watching and they want to start a YouTube channel. And they're rethinking everything in their head beforehand of like we all do and trying to figure out, do I want to have my personal name as the YouTube channel, or do I want to have like a particular handle where it separates me from my private life? And because I own a small business and I want to protect it and I want to feel like I don't know if I want to be that close to everything if I end up doing live streams or maybe some YouTube channel, some videos, and they get popular, then he wants to be able to separate himself. So my question is what does anyone think possibly if they starting a YouTube channel? Should you use your real name? Should you use a handle? Or are you comfortable with your personal name? And see where that goes. Because my personal opinion on this topic is if somebody wants to find you, they will. Especially if you are getting popular, right? So, people know where Jimmy lives. Jimmy has been around and Jimmy makes a lot of videos and everybody knows where Jimmy lives. But do they bother Jimmy? I mean, do you know where Jimmy lives? I'm asking you.
No,
Okay.
I don't know where Jimmy lives.
Does anybody know where Jimmy lives? If you know where Jimmy lives, put it in the comments and let me know if you know where Jimmy lives, right? Because my personal thing is, if you don't know where Jimmy lives, I don't say you worry about it too much. I say you protect yourself by separating your email, right, from your personal emails, any kind of work-related emails.
That's for sure.
And then from there, if someone just knows your personal name, it's like the old days, man. You can just go and find yourself in a yellow page practically. You can find yourself in a white page. All you got to know is what town, what area. You got Facebook, you got Instagram. There's so many avenues where people leave tracings everywhere, right? So my thing is, if you don't know who Jimmy is and no one said here who Jimmy is, on YouTube, if you don't know who Jimmy is, then I don't think you should really worry about it. He's like the biggest, richest YouTuber. So I think that if you don't know where Mr. Beast lives and it's not important to you, why is it going to be so important for someone to find you, even if you have 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 people?
Okay. Can I devil's advocate that?
Sure, yeah, that's what we want.
By the way,
that's what we want.
And the truth of it is, if you're motivated, you're going to figure something out if you have a little bit of capability or money.
Right.
Probably helps if I would talk into the mic too. It also depends on what your topic is, because if you are working, not a lot of people are going to really get too fired up about me dropping some information on a mic, too worked up. They might on certain political topics, they might on other type of things that are really divisive, political, what I'm talking about, like
right.
Culturally or whatever the case is, where people really get fired up and people get worked up. Maybe then you want to be a little bit more cautious, I guess. But you're right in that if you're motivated, you are going to be able to find somebody. It's just how much of a moat do you want to build? Just a good luck finding. Like mine's Jeff Smith, good luck. I've had wallets sent to me. I've had passbooks from banks sent to me on savings accounts because my name was Jeff Smith. It's funny how we always get mixed up, but you can find people. You're right. It really, for me, I think comes down to what your intention is. Do you want to have something that sells your name and is really on target with what your topic is? I wanted to personalize my brand and make it more of about a personality, I suppose. At least that was the intent. And so I went more with a variation of my name. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. And I think Cashew
some
has a good
small
point,
things like
here too is, if you're,
it's true.
I'm not saying if you're just a woman. I just think that if you're a single woman and you're coming in and out of your house and by yourself most of the time, it definitely some extra precautions have to be put into need. And actually, just living in the area where I live in New York, New Jersey, those kinds of things are intact anyway for the majority of the people. We're pretty self-aware here of how to handle ourselves in not too great areas. And so, but the point is, if you're ignoring it all, you could have a big surprise, right? I mean, you should set up some precautions and you should pay attention to some signals.
You should, because I'll tell you this, you'll be shocked at how low level you need to be to get attention. So I've been touring for 20 years and, I've done some cool things, but, I'm not in your radio every day. And yet I've had some weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are just weird in this world. It only takes one person. And I think women do have it a bit rougher. I think the question then becomes the minute you decide to become a public personality is the minute you better take the extra precautions and try to mitigate. You can't bulletproof it, so to speak, but you can mitigate that content. But you're right, then you have to be vigilant about your safety, about what's going on as much as you can.
So once again, you don't wait until you might have issues with anybody. You should be having certain things on your being, right? A whistle, a certain, you can have certain sprays in certain states. You can have, I'm talking about looking in your back seats, but these are things that most people should be doing when they get into their cars and walk around their cars. And being from where, like I am, most people pay attention to a lot of these things, but say you're from an area where you typically don't worry about all this stuff, I definitely feel that you should definitely put these things in perspective. But I think if people think they're going to throw up a fake name and then that's going to be the ultimate protection, they're being a little naive. Yeah, I think that is very true. Thank you. Thanks. You noticed it. Not anybody. I don't think anybody else noticed it about the goatee.
Yeah, they did.
Thank you.
Yeah, they
did.
And
whoever hit the likes right now, thank you for just hitting the likes and you noticed that. I appreciate that. Well, here's the thing. I just don't think you're going to be able to avoid everything that's the possibilities that are out there, right? But then the question is, if you are, I think of what Jeff is saying, if you put yourself in situations where you have strong opinions on topics that people are passionate about, I would worry about those things, to be honest with you, because people are nuts. Okay. But when we've seen radio
people get shot in the studio.
Anything is possible. But what I'm saying is when you have serious opinions about topics that people are up in arms about, it can be very passionate and crazy with what their intentions are. Whereas if I'm on here and we're talking about the, YouTube topics, I think we're pretty much, why do we really have to worry about that? And then the case of the matter is, okay, but if you become, bigger and say you had 500,000 subscribers, like maybe next year, this is a possibility where you definitely need to have precautions also. But I just feel that if you want to find somebody, you can find much more wealthier, important people than me. Put it this way, it's so easy. You could go to the world headquarters of one of the biggest companies in the world, and that they're landing on that heliport at that time, going inside that garage.
John is not advocating you doing this.
No, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? They'll figure it out. But I just think that if you're thinking about that kind of stuff, you might be paralyzing yourself with moving forward on anything. And so, like I said, it doesn't mean that you don't do anything. I say you take the proper precautions and you consider what your topics are going to be or what your motivation might be. And then if it touches on the subjects that are very, dramatic nowadays, then I would worry about some of that stuff. But if it doesn't, then I say just roll with it and take the best precautions you can. And, and see where it takes you. But I'm not going to sit here and worry about that every day.
No, I mean, if somebody, but then you interject something like, oh, I don't know, like a crazy ex or something. And then, you know, that's another threshold you have to deal with when you're trying to maybe create a distance between maybe a dangerous ex that would find you. And then now they're even more, you know, so you can work in some other type of variables, but yeah, I think the minute that you people leave crazy alone. I don't know. I think that's a Glenn Close, but this is funny.
But
what about pepper spray? I mean, in case
that's
people
what I said.
You know,
Yeah.
get some bear spray. Some bear spray. You can't use that everywhere, though.
No, you would get in trouble with that if you had that here. So
You got to make sure you know what you're doing with that. I don't know. I think if you step online in any format, even with Twitter, you're opening yourself up to one person's all you need to find you crazily attractive for whatever reason. Doesn't matter if you're rich. Doesn't matter if you have 100 subscribers or 1 million. There's just you can't have a discussion with crazy, and so you know so there's no way to outthink it.
right.
But
Once
you have
again,
to be prepared.
if you're talking about topics that are, you know, inflammatory to the situations right now, I know it's important to be passionate about what you believe in, but then if they are those kinds of topics, then I definitely would take the utmost precautions, right? But if you're just talking about, and which I don't know what they want to do. I don't know what this person wants to start. I don't know what channel they want to start. So that's left out of the equation. So maybe that's why they're thinking about this. Who knows, right? But if it's just a fun channel and you want to try out YouTube and you want to get started, I say you go for it and you separate yourself in the best ways you can. So which means even if you're on Facebook, make sure that your phone number is not on there unless you expect to get called, or other
Use
ways.
the Google number.
Yeah, people can find you. I mean, listen, and they still can find you in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? So who knows? But I think today's world, it's hard not to leave traces of anything nowadays. I think it's really, really hard.
It is. I'm a big believer in building moats. You can't, proof out everything. But there are definitely ways to create those distances and those protective systems. And if that person is a little bit nervous, then they should definitely change.
I build bridges. You build boats. I don't understand this.
Yeah, please.
I don't understand this.
You burn those bridges. You bring your little flamer gun and you're.
I'll knock
down
those
to the ground.
bridges down so fast.
Bet you will.
With the people on them. Hey, listen. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness, brother.
Oh my goodness. I'm not. I know where that comes. I know
nobody knows who Jimmy. My point was, I was saying Jimmy. I know it's like everybody knows that. Probably Mr. Beast's first name is Jimmy, but I just point out like he's one of the biggest YouTubers ever. And
you just doxed him.
I'm just trying to make a connection. Whereas if you don't put that connection together really fast, you might not get a hold of it. And it's like, when you just live next to New York City, I mean, there are super wealthy people that are well known walking around the streets every day.
There's the truth of it is there is limitations. So let's just say you start and you have the great intention. So I'm going to change my name to Pyramids in the Sky, and that's cool, right? Yes, and so I do that. I can get away with it for a while,
right?
However, if you get pretty big, you can't escape it. Like they'll find out. There's no way at that point. So you might as well build in the infrastructure or the scaffolding at that point, ahead of time, because if that's the case, if that's really what you're worried about, then deal with that straight up. Roxanne's saying something that I like, and that is I'm going to be accountable behind what I say, and putting my name out there. I think that's very.
I like that too.
I think that's really good. That's very commendable.
And if you believe in something, and then I think that's fine. I don't have a problem with people having opinions, even if they're strong opinions, even if they're opposite of mine. What I have a problem with is when people have opinions, but then when you ask questions, they can't back anything up, or they don't give you a chance to talk and maybe cast a little light on something because they don't want to hear anything that might change their mind. Because I feel the majority of people in the world don't have enough information, and they base their ideas and thoughts and beliefs off of half truths. And I think if you knew the full circle of most things, you would be really surprised in life, and you wouldn't trust anybody, kind of like how I feel. I don't trust a lot of anything.
You know, what's sad is I think, you know, we're going to get in the weeds here, but I think with social media especially, we become too accustomed to seeing our opinions or our views on life become our own identity. So what we believe, whatever party agenda or whatever, we now attach as part of our own identity, as opposed to I'm me and politics are here, or whatever the case. Right. And that's too bad, because we are going to fight to the death for our identity a lot of times, because the ego just is going to get in there.
Yeah,
and so I think you're exactly right. That's the problem.
But I'm fine with that. I don't mind if people are passionate about it and want to fight.
Yeah, that's not passionate. That's beyond passionate.
Okay, what I'm saying
when
is,
you start tying your identity to the point, is what I'm saying. Then you're personally affronted if someone doesn't agree with you, because they feel like, well, you're disagreeing with me as a person, not of my opinion. We need to start detaching these a little bit better. It's just hard the way things are now.
Because then you're shutting the door on any possibility of having communication.
Right.
And if you can't have communication, then you'll never. First of all, I don't care if you think you're 100% right. Let that person talk, and then holy crap, right? There might be like one little thing that you never knew. Then all of a sudden you'll be like, let me rethink this a little bit. Because before I was 100%, I knew how I felt, right? But now with this new information, let me check it out. Maybe be smart, but don't let fear control you. I agree with that. But I just think that I don't want to shut people down, but I'm not going to listen to people spew misinformation either, because I'm not stupid.
Well, let me just put it this way. Maybe you agree with this too. Maybe the having the communication of listening isn't really about you changing my mind, but it's about me understanding where you're coming from, and maybe what your fear is and what's dictating your position. And maybe I don't have to agree with it, but at least I can see you as a human being who has, because most of our energetic and passionate opinions about all this stuff is based on some source of fear. And we all have different fears for different reasons, where we live or what we're dealing with in life. And so a lot of that anger comes from fear.
Listen, I'll make it really simple. We could be talking about abortion, or we could be talking about Sony cameras versus
here we go.
Canon cameras. I'm serious. It could be a super serious topic, or it could be just about tech. When people shut down conversation and have rushing answers on topics, it just leaves everybody with not enough information. And that's what I'm talking about. That is why I feel when we even talk about the stuff of starting a YouTube channel and the equipment that you have, and I feel like you said right now, getting to know what kind of people we're working with, what kind of personality, what kind of having multiple choices on different equipment is important to kind of make a connection together with different people. And so I don't want to talk about serious stuff by any means, but when I could really dummy it down, and we could just say, what's a better color, blue or red? I mean, people have opinions and they're strong about it, but I just let them have that opinion. But I just want to make sure that people are communicating, and stop and take a breath and listen to other people, and stop thinking about what you're going to say next. Not talking to you, but
it's blue, and you're an idiot if you think it's red, but whatever.
But
is that how you do it?
I'm just saying, so I'm not going to.
Hey, Ken.
Hi, Ken. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. You're never late. You get here when you get here, brother. That's fine. Thank you for being here, by the way.
You're early.
But even like that email, it came from an email that someone sent. I'm 100% sure that it's not their real name in the email, and I will never repeat the email or anything. But I thought it was really cool that someone reached out and basically said in the email that I've watched you enough of times to trust you and just haven't asked you this question. And I was really touched by that. I thought that was really cool. And even if it's a he or she, I don't know, basically said, I know it's an odd question. I know maybe you don't want to answer it. Or you feel uncomfortable. And I was like, you know what? The best way to do is maybe discuss that a little bit on here and get some kind of answer.
Well, those are some of my favorite questions. I love those questions.
Yeah.
Anytime you can talk about that kind of stuff, I love it. So ask away.
I love it. But in the end, I really think there's a lot of questions that come into what you're really thinking of starting and how it impacts people. And sometimes when it's really important topics, hang on, just make sure you take the time to be kind to people and show them what you know, but don't be so opinionated that it turns them off. And I do that well. I turn people off in a heartbeat because, to be honest with you, the things that bother me is the incompetency of most people, and most people have no idea what they're talking about. So when I find people that really know what they're talking about on certain topics, I really respect them and I really show them a lot of kindness, because I always feel it's important that if you're looking for something, that you look for it in the right places, because there are very intelligent people to be found when you want to find them. But what happens is most people are comfortable being middle of the road, right? And they're afraid of the answers they're going to hear, so they never want to really hear the truth. That's the way I feel.
Nah, so you feel like you only want to listen to people that you feel are competent?
No, what it is listen, I'll give you a little test, right? I was watching someone talk about crypto, okay? And I know a little about crypto. And so one of my questions was, okay, crypto it hit a high of 68,000 recently. It was 67 that day, or 66, okay? And I said, okay, and this is a little simple question that I'll throw out, and I'll do this in a lot of areas. Let me throw this little question out to see what they think, and I'll really make a decision right here how much they know. So I said, what do you think's a good buy right now for Bitcoin? Like, what do you think? And the answer was I'd be buying it right now. And I'm like, this guy doesn't know anything about Bitcoin, okay? He is just dropping some stuff because he's on a show and people are listening, and he doesn't know. There's no way in hell I was going to trust one thing he said. So in turn, I was like, okay, forget it. And I knew, because I know every time that it hits a high, it usually drops back down at least 20%. So even if he said, wait till it comes down below 60,000, I'd be cool with that, But for him to say to be bouncing off of highs is ridiculous. I mean, for the long run, that's fine, but this guy's talking about trading stuff in and out, So that's the way if you know something about something and then you ask somebody a very basic question and they give you an answer that's a little bit off the wall, that's how I do a little test to see if they know what they're talking about.
Right. I mean, that's a different take, though, than somebody who is, say, a new YouTuber, and they go to a channel with no knowledge base and no barometer to know if they're getting an answer or not. So, I mean, that's a difference, though, right? I mean, it's a tricky thing.
Did you read that? I've unsubscribed and subscribed to Jeff's channel like 20 times.
I was wondering why my subscriber count keeps going up and down like a heart.
It's Jeff.
Heartbeat.
It's Steve.
So now we know it's Steve. Well,
yeah,
thank you, Steve. That keeps me going every day. I see that.
It's not about being mad. It's about, I don't want to be mad at them. What I don't want to do is listen to them give me any information, because they've already worn out their welcome by not knowing the truth and acting like they do. That's all it is. John, I used to be mad at incompetent people, but here's what I've learned. We don't know what we don't know. So incompetent people don't know. See, it has nothing to do with being incompetent. What they're doing is they're portraying, right? You're on a show. They're being interviewed.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, should there is a qualification between somebody that's giving out information they know is wrong versus those who don't know is wrong. And are you saying though that there's no room or space to maybe not know something?
No, I'm not.
And make a mistake? Because I know I've said some things. No. I've said some things that probably were not
listen
correct.
To what I'm saying.
As we're giving information.
Someone is on a show about a topic. Okay. So if you're having a conversation in the mall with some guy, right, and say it's about lifting weights, I don't care what it's about, and you know something about that, okay, and they tell you 5 pounds is not 5 pounds, it's really 4.9 pounds. You're like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Okay. It's like,
right.
I'm just saying, like, when it's clear cut, it's one thing for someone to tell you something and you're like, no way in hell this guy knows what he's talking about. Because there's always room for error.
There's always room for error. It's just, there's such a vast amount of types of conversations I could be having where one would make me a little bit turned off and the other one be like, well, let me educate you because I feel like you want to do well here. I think you want to give out information, but you're not right. And let's discuss that so you're not giving out bad, not giving out bad information.
Do that. You can't do that. You can't do that in a show.
At the mall, I can't do that?
Well, at the mall,
not in the show. I was in the mall now.
But I'm just saying.
I was at the mall getting a pretzel.
Yeah. What I think I'm trying to say is that there's a difference when someone's telling you that they're pretty much a teacher of this. You know what I'm saying? So when you're a teacher of something, then it's one topic versus just talking about a topic.
I mean, okay, so you're starting to get into this fiduciary layer where if you're putting yourself as an expert, you have a fiduciary responsibility to know what the hell you're talking about. Like, especially if you're like into certain areas. If you're giving advice on, I don't know, stocks or law or whatever, you really have to be careful. I mean, in medical, you better be careful. Now we're talking about tech, maybe cameras, maybe whether Z1s are capable of streaming. For example, if you're giving out bad information on that and you're doing consistently on different topics, I'm not going to keep tuning into you at all because you start to see patterns there where I don't feel they're trying. I don't even think it's incompetence. I feel like it's laziness. Like there's some other agenda that's more important, but they want to like put it out there for marketing or perception that they know all this stuff. So, I mean, but you find those channels and you just quickly unsubscribe to them.
Well,
I do.
I'm just saying, remember when we did analytics?
That's Brian.
Remember we did analytics 8 months ago? I always bring this up.
Analytic camp.
Everybody was lost in the wind. They didn't have a clue about what I was talking about. All they could do was sit there and say about how much they hated looking at their YouTube analytics. And now I watch people talk about analytics and still don't know what they're talking about. And they sit there and say, well, it's at this, but I don't really, I couldn't tell you how to bring it back up. Well, I don't even understand that. Like, why are we having this conversation? It's so weird, and then everybody walks away and they think they're enlightened. What are they enlightened about? Like, go watch Dee Nimmin, go watch Nick Nimmin. Maybe if you watch them for 3 months, 4 months, you'll have an idea of what you need to work on.
Well, I mean, we're always trying to find another angle or a new perspective on this besides the two universal, godfathers of streaming. Sometimes you want to get a different angle from somebody else. I'm just devil's advocating it.
I know you are. I can hear the sarcasm in your voice. Can hear the sarcasm. And my thought is that their basic information, which you should have learned within the first 3 or 4 months and started utilizing it in ways to get where you need to get. I feel that it's great information, but roll with it, man. Just roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, analytics is a tricky thing, and it took me a minute. I would say 3 months is fair. Depending how serious you are about it. Jay Smith is in a mall with Jimmy right now.
Yes. The problem is they think they got to give you. Yes. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And Darlene gets it. Is the problem is they think that they have to give you an answer. Then saying, I don't. And we always say that, Jeff. Like if someone asks a question and I'm like,
don't know.
I'm going to say, I don't know. The worst thing you could do is look like stupid, like you're caught. Because when a smart person about a specific topic, if like say, Who's the speaker guy in here, right? Jim, right?
Uh,
Are you with me? Stop reading and listen to what I'm telling you.
no,
You're reading.
you said, who's the speaker guy?
The
Jim.
guy's
And I'm
speaker,
like, what do you
Jim
mean,
Boswell.
Jim?
He puts the
Oh,
speakers
speaker.
together. Yeah. And so like
I thought I was
if
thinking like the guy who's actually giving a speech. I'm sorry.
if we know the basics of crossovers and stuff, yeah, but Jim knows the ins and outs of all of it, right? So you're not going to trick
Right.
Jim on speakers, okay? So
No.
if
No, we're
Jim
not gonna
asks
do
a
it.
question specific to it, and I could either fake it or I could say, I don't really know that answer, Jim, and he's going to know. He'll base a trust factor off of my answer. There's
Well,
no,
it
am I
happened
right or
because
wrong?
we were
about that?
talking about some. Well, you're right, because we were having a discussion about something, and Jim came in and dropped some audiophile knowledge, and you and I looked at each other like we had two heads, and we're like, okay. I mean, we're not going to say anything on that, because you got to own it. Like, if you make a mistake, own it. Okay, I screwed up. I got it wrong. Well, I don't understand the doubling down with people. Why do people double down on a bad mistake or on I screwed
Because
up? People in this country actually are pretty forgiving. Just
Oh,
say
yeah.
you screwed up and own your mistake and fix it and move on. That's who cares, man? Everybody's got an eraser. Let's move along. I don't get it, man.
I
It's the
agree.
dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's all about people feeling like if they don't have the answer, they're stupid. And to me, it's like what I keep on saying here is that when it comes to YouTubing and streaming, not one person knows everything about it. Like it's impossible. There's too many variations. There's too many things that people specifically use for themselves. So
Yeah.
if you're specifically using Ecamm all the time, the chances are you're not going to have every answer at vMix. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. And then it would be, then there's other streaming things too that come in effect where people don't even want to touch that stuff. And there's other stuff. So it's like, it goes on and on. So if you can know a little about everything, that's great. But to be deep dove into some of these topics, it's a lot of work. But
It is, and I see certain channels that have reached a certain apex in what they do and subscribers, and you start to see them get into a bunch of different areas of business and marketing and efforting, and you start to see clearly that what they were originally focused on, learning tech, staying on top of the different formats of streaming, they've lost a little sight of. I think that's a natural thing. Either you have to just own that and move out of that and not try to say you know everything, or you better stay on top of it somehow.
Yes.
Find somebody, get an intern, because if you are now just coasting on that, you're going to get caught.
yeah, that's what that's what Darlene was saying. And Steve gets it too. I think she nailed it. And you're going to get caught. And then
Steve doesn't know anything.
someone's not going to trust
Take Steve
you.
off it.
And then where are you, right, at that point? So I feel
well,
that once you
and
start
how much does
doing
it
that-
take? Yeah, how much does it take for people to stop? You know, they're like, whoa,
Well-
it doesn't take long. It takes forever to build your stuff up, and it takes a minute to burn it down with just
Yes.
a couple.
But it's only burning it
things,
down
and
with
that's the
that
thing.
one person, So now Jim might
Mm-hmm.
not trust me. Okay. So he disappears, but then there's 100 other people that know a lot less than Jim. So they're comfortable where they are. So that's how it really works, right? In the real world. So, because
Yeah.
let's be honest. I mean, there are people about the same topics we talk about that know less than us that have 5 to 6 times more of the following, right? On a live stream. And there's people
Sure.
that know more than us and have even probably less, but there's so many factors that come into play with that, right? So, and
It's the truth. Yeah.
it's a matter of you're just exemplifying those factors to benefit you, right?
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I we start getting into danger zones when you start doing perception over reality. So if you start trying to give out information you really don't know, I just think that's the quickest way to really hurt yourself. What's Steve saying here? Oh,
can
once
hear
you've been
the
married, you can hear the sarcasm. It's true. That's the 7-year itch.
yeah, Jim Boswell is a great speaker on speakers. But
That's right.
I don't know. I just that's my opinion on it. But I mean, I just that's why I have a lot of problems with certain people. And then if I call them out, I'm the jerk. So, but unfortunately, I don't care. I'd rather be the jerk because
That's
I don't really, I
Wow.
don't feel good around people that are throwing out some kind of persona when they're not even that person. It's fake. What?
No, I mean, I think, you make a good point. I think that the people that lash out when people correct them are usually people who feel defensive because they got caught and they don't want to give in on it. If you really got caught, if you really are secure with yourself and what you're trying to do and it's authentic, I don't think there's reason to be angry about somebody trying to call you out and say, you've done it to me. I've probably done it to you, where it's like, hey man, that's wrong. That's not what's happened.
You told me I was wrong.
But I think, yeah. Oh yeah, I did. Tuesday you were wrong.
When was
trying
that?
to tell me that I could get a GoPro 7 Hero Black for $250 and it was $299. I
You
knew
could
it
have
was
got it for
$299.
$210 on Friday.
No, I didn't. Yeah, but we weren't talking about that. Don't change the subject. You said it was $250 that day, and I
Yeah.
said no, it was $299.
I was really surprised at that.
Yeah, and so I knew you'd go look and you'd catch up, and then, but again, I'm not defensive because also I could be wrong. So the correct answer is the most important thing, at least for us. I don't really care if you're right or I'm right. I really only care that when people walk away, we didn't give them bum information either.
Yes.
Well, we're not going to do it on purpose, but on accident or being lazy or because the ego got in the way
Right.
and we wanted to be right. Well, that doesn't serve anybody.
No.
But
No.
it's not a long game. Yeah.
Steve you're right on with this, man. And that's fine though. This is fine. If you're trying to figure out what your whole agenda is on YouTube and you're going through the whole gamut of things and you're changing multiple times in 1 year, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about that stuff. Listen, we got to find our way, right? You got to be comfortable where you are. And that's fine. It's when people are faking what they really are to put on a persona bigger than they are. That's when people try to act like they know more than they do about a certain topic. And then I find them sometimes not trustworthy. I don't go back to that well anymore. I just don't. And I'm not hanging around people that are pulling me down.
Yeah, for you, I know you, and it's not about like we're all searching for our own journey and stuff. That the whole deal. It's not about searching for something and changing your mind. It's you going, hey man, if you're going to put yourself up there, at least know what you're talking about on a decent level, and especially we know what we're talking. There's some people that consistently give out bad information, and yet people aren't calling them on it. That's going to be troubling over time. It troubles me too, but I don't get as upset about it as you do. It hasn't really affected me, but it's annoying.
Yeah.
I feel like I sat in this live stream about analytics. I sat there for 10 minutes and I was like, it sounds like you're confused.
Yeah. I mean, because people totally missed everything on that discussion. And they tried to like give me advice about how to change it. And I'm like, the whole point is I'm trying to show you, and you guys are like trying to fix something you don't even understand. I'm like, what the heck?
Did you find it? Did you find there was a disconnect between you and the students? Is it in the class? Is that what happened?
Not even a disconnect. It's just like,
Well, okay, let's just try to take it to another thought of being serious. Do you think, I'm not saying it was, but do you think maybe it was in not the quality of the information, but maybe how it was presented, that somehow we could have done a better job? Okay.
I mean, we can always do a better job, right? But the point, that specific point was to show different scenarios of when you're watching the actual retention of your video in different parts of the video,
right?
How you can change it. Okay. And we were talking about not having the whole discussion when you come into the video about sub to me, and this is where you can find me on Instagram. Do you know what I do to people that do that stuff? I leave. I don't watch them. I leave. I'm not going to sit there for 3 minutes and see where you're going to be and what you're selling me. Okay. After I wanted to watch a video by the title. So I'm gone. And so if you're got a live stream and you're going to tell me all about, where you're going to be for the next month, I don't really want to watch that. I want to get to the topic that's in this live stream to begin with. So I'm not going to say sub to me. And I was trying to point out that even, where I, at that time, were watching these people that were teaching me, right? And these are people who have pretty much 1 million subs. And they were saying in the beginning, no one cares who you are, right? Get off your high horse because no one cares who you are. Get the information to the consumer, to the people who are potentially watching your videos. And those people will feel like you're giving them information and value, and they will watch your videos, and they may even sub at a higher percentage if you don't even ask. And that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not asking for subs. I'm not doing it in my videos. People can be them, do what they do. I'm not doing it. It's just something I don't like with my name. People ask me if I'm Bouget. I say, no, it's just a catchy name. It is a catchy name.
Yeah, it is.
It is a catchy name. I love
Bougie
it. It's a great name.
Yeah.
It makes me, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to sound dumb. It's like, I feel like going down to the French Corner and, going down and having a baguette with Bouget,
Steve's always picking on you.
He does. I'm like,
I can't let you
I'm
read
like that
I'm
little.
not going to get you upset. So,
I'm okay. I'm fine.
So to answer your thumbnail question, I only bought deodorant for Black Friday.
Well, what kind of deal did you get? Was it organic? Have you ever tried that organic?
Yes.
Deodorant? I have to say it's a fail for me. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what it is. We're not going to change the topic, by the way, to deodorant. It's.
I know. I'm just telling you that.
It's deodorant, not antiperspirant, and therefore it doesn't do that great job. And yeah, but what I try to do is certain times a year I won't wear anything until I really have to, and then I'll cut down on that because the aluminum, you don't want that in your body. Good things don't happen.
I agree with you, 1,000%. Yeah, 1,000%.
Oh, by the way, it's cashew.
I love
Cashew.
Cashew.
And we think Ken. Ken is. I feel like he's saying that I'm off topic a little bit.
No,
I'm only kidding.
He just wants to make sure you don't go over the deep end. It's a great discussion. These are tough discussions because you don't want to offend people, but.
No, I don't care about offending people. No, I'm not worried about offending people because I'd rather have those people be offended and not come around me than have people listen and actually learn and put these things into effect. Yeah. That to me is more important. I can't stand it. Like where you have to tippy toe around people. Like I don't want to be that. Right. So I'm not going to portray that because I don't want to be that person. So I'd rather not have those type of people. They can show up on maybe like Tuesdays, but not Thursdays.
Come to Tuesday where we have patience and understanding. Thursdays, you're going to get dropped out. It's going to be like the Hunger Games over here.
It's going to be
so
real.
You just be careful.
It's going to be real.
People are hunting people over here
you're going to get
on
honest
Thursdays.
answers, and I'm not going to stroke your ego to the max.
Well, yeah. I mean, you might stroke their ego, and then you're going to send them on their way and hunt them down like a human hunter. I went to the Dollar Tree. I don't have a Dollar Tree near me anymore. I have a Five Below Zero or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just eat garlic to overpower your body odor. Right, exactly. Right, Jim.
I can't do it, man. I don't know, man. I can't.
Ken's
I'm not a garlic
cheap.
person.
I don't think he's cheap. What? Oh, what am I missing?
I don't know, man. I
saw
think
this
he's
pop up yellow, and so I know.
Prudent.
Yeah.
My third attempt.
This is my third attempt to question online classes. I got sent. Oh,
okay.
That's really some word.
That was her Black Friday. Roxanne got some cool classes. And that was the thing. I did go that route. There was some software course because it's not in short demand. You could get software classes. There were some really good Black Fridays on that, and I went with that. I saw Soundstripe had some really great deals on their DMCA music.
Yeah.
I went down some of those paths and just kind of got involved in that, and
yeah. Well, that's good.
But there wasn't.
There weren't
anything else.
I just don't feel like overall, and we talked about this. There weren't the greatest of the great deals. No. I was just happy that a few things that I wanted to get that meant a lot to me were actually a little bit on sale.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it was $30 just on that light alone, right? I mean, that's a pretty darn good deal.
Yeah.
I was shocked that the Sigma 16 millimeter was $150 off for a day.
For a day.
That was actually
one
impressive.
day. Yeah.
But one day. But
Good
after
deal.
that, it was like, nope, window door shut.
That might have been just about the
Nope.
best deal of the day. One of the best deals.
I think it was the best deal of the day. I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, of course, I don't need that right now. Of course.
It says, Ken is saying, I agree, John. Adults should be able to disagree on something and still be cool with each other. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's really important to disagree and then actually not shut the conversation down. You know, I feel like people have a hard time when it comes to things they disagree about. They'd rather just not talk about it at all. And I'm not a big fan of that. I'm more of a fan
Or yell.
I'm more of a fan of just let's see each other's sides about it and then see if we have a different opinion in the end.
The best solutions are always pretty much found in the middle. And always brought with compromise, right? Somebody's winning, somebody's losing.
you have
about
to.
The same. But again, if we could just have these conversations in the coffee shop where we can see each other in our eyes and realize that we're all good people for the most part, it wouldn't be so bad. It's just hard because social media, we're not going to go on that train. It makes it really hard.
Right.
But, but to your point, yeah, the problem too is we only have so many hours or so many minutes in the day to watch streams. And so you definitely aren't going to waste time in streams you feel are giving you shoddy information. And that's the way it should be. I think people should walk away. You know what I mean? And that's
but how do they know? How do
people
know
stay
it's
for
shoddy?
personality?
That's the thing. They're complimenting on the way out, and they don't even have any clarity.
Okay, well, that's not their fault, right?
No,
If you don't know what you don't know, right?
Right. But I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying is, how does anyone know? You won't know until you go down the road of failure, and then you'll figure out like this is how I should have done that, and then you will realize that person didn't know what they were talking about.
That's really the takeaway on all this is you don't know, and how do you know? It gets back to knowledge, and how do you get the knowledge? By not relying on one source. Go around and check around before you start buying lights and cameras and things. Don't rely on one person just because you think they're cool or everybody's there and they're a big channel. Get around, do some research. We talked about regrets of purchases on Tuesday, and we both like, we really don't have a lot of regrets. But man, we put the grind in on making sure there was enough knowledge behind the purchase that we didn't really get left with a lot of regrets.
Yeah, the only
but I know a lot of people who will buy
the Roadcaster.
You don't regret the Roadcaster.
No, I'm just saying that because
you're so lying.
Because I can here.
What do you say here? It's a Midwest. They're all kinder in Wisconsin. It is true. But
what?
I mean, no, it's true.
No, it's not.
It's true. You're just more direct, and I find more nuances in things.
I am more direct, but that's because I'm.
That doesn't mean you're less kind.
Yeah,
There's a difference between how you deliver and versus what you would still help anybody.
I would help anybody. That has nothing to do with it. But it does with kind.
If you're defining kind, it has something to do with it.
Oh no, I'm saying me being direct doesn't have any difference. I'll be kind to the person, but me being direct doesn't mean I'm being diskind to them. It's just the way I am.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
They're two separate things. They're mutually exclusive. You can be direct and still also be very kind based on what you are, right? I mean,
I don't want to be fluffy.
Do it. If I'm direct with you, that's how you are. That's the East Coast. I mean, I know I have a lot of East Coast friends, and they're very rough around the edges. And if you don't know that, you'd be offended if you walk into that. You're not prepared for that. I'm used to it. But yeah, I have more of a Midwest maybe sensibility for what it is. I'm not a patsy, but I like to observe and try to find. I like to find. If at all possible, I like to solve a problem or fix a problem. That's just me. I don't know.
I like.
But maybe I vote too with just not saying anything. Knock down the echo chambers. Let the information flow.
Let the information flow. Don't gatekeep each other. Yeah.
That's good.
Either right. So, I think that I'm not really good at being fake. So that's my problem, right? Like if someone says something that I feel is off the wall, I wear my expression right on my face right away. I'm not, you're and I'm not making a comparison. Most people just won't have the reaction that I do. And I just feel like I have to because I, you're better. I don't know. I just felt like I'm better off letting people know one way or another, whether or not I think you're real or not. So I don't want to waste time with people. I'd rather have, what I want right off the bat, which is open, good conversation, people without fluff, people that are not looking to benefit something out of something else. It's like the group of people that we have coming in here right now, like numerous messages that we get from people that don't even comment in here, people that just watch, other people that stop in and say things. They've been all but great conversations with people. Literally at times, if I go back 8 months, I had to defend myself a few times over the stupidest little things that were said in streams. And I'm like, I'm done with that. I'm done, because at that point it's like, are you here for you? Or are you here for hanging out with us and like learning? So I just like to separate myself from that. I don't want to go that route. And I don't really love, and I've told everyone this before, I don't really love being in a lot of groups. I don't. And groups actually in the long run,
stuff.
Huh?
Shocking. That's just shocking news right there.
Yeah, every time I get into a group, I find out it's a short amount of time. I don't want to be in that group anymore because it goes against the grain of what it was even started for.
Are you talking about a group online, or you're talking about a party you have to go to?
Yeah. Group online, like any kind of group. It's not my thing. And then it's like, I don't want to put my energy into someone else's group when I could be benefiting my own self. Like put that energy into what you're trying to incorporate and give out, instead of throwing that energy to benefit someone else. I don't need support from someone else, really. I like to make friendships. I like to make connections. And those are the best things that come out of those groups. But other than that, it's not like, I don't feel like I need the support or the direction. I definitely don't feel like that. So.
No. And then, then you've outgrown the group. Then, as far as if you're talking about some of these, like say Facebook group or something where maybe there's an online, I don't know, streamer group. I don't know. So if we're talking about that, I don't get the feeling that you necessarily settle in too long in those groups. But that's just your personality. You're kind of going out there and you're finding your way by doing. That's kind of your belief system.
There's a
different, other people might need a little bit
with being in a group, and I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind supporting people. That's one thing, but putting energy into it's a whole different thing, right? So if you take a look at successful people, right? They're not putting energy into someone else's stuff. Right? They're putting energy into what is going to make them become more successful and then enhance the situation that they're trying to do. Like if I'm putting that energy into someone else's stuff, then I'm not going to, in the long run, you're going to lose out by not having the energy to keep moving forward with your progression. I want to be here and have the energy to help people, to answer the questions, to answer the emails that come in, to even when you get bigger, it's like, I can tell you like today, I must have answered 8 or 10 messages on YouTube just of people putting comments, right? And then eventually and that's with 1,000 subscribers. So what's going to happen if you have 10,000 subscribers? Do you spend an hour a day messaging people back? And so you got to make sure that you're putting your time in the most important places and getting back to people that you're connecting with through your videos and your live streams become, to me, the most important, first and foremost.
I think that being in the groups is good. Like but there's a way to play those groups, right? You get in the groups, and the weight of the amount of groups, if somebody's putting information in every so often, and you're paying attention here and there, you're going to get something that crosses the wire. You're like, oh, that's very helpful. I'm glad I'm in the group.
Right.
But if you get lost in the group and that becomes your sole focus, or you kind of trap yourself in there because you're a little afraid or paralyzed to actually make the move outside of the group, and all you're doing is inside that group, talking and playing in that group, I think you're just not gaining any ground, and that could be a dangerous thing. So you're saying I should watch less of these dry streams. I don't think that's what you're saying necessarily.
No, I am saying that.
Because
like if you're watching so many streams in a day that you're neglecting your family and you're neglecting the things that you need to do in life, yeah, absolutely. Then you better stop watching some streams and then figure out which ones mean the most to you. But for me, yeah, that means that too. I'm going to put energy into the streams that are important to me and to the people that give me that energy back. Right. So there's no tiptoeing over this stuff. I mean, otherwise you will be spending time with people that are, you at some point you have to be responsible for your time. And it's only going to be, no one puts effort into other things that people aren't giving you effort or, something back in some way. Like I'm not talking about like in money wise. I'm just talking about even connections with people and interactions and friendships and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I could say that's tricky because some people may come to a stream like this and they want some general tech talk, but maybe they also want just to catch up with people that they've come to know,
or
just to hang out where they're coming. So they're getting something back that isn't maybe, hey, this is some sale information you had to know. That's fine, but maybe that's not what they're going to get out of it, especially on certain nights. It's really tricky because everybody's just different. I don't know. I mean, that's how you function. And for other people, yeah, they could get lost. And there is a line where everybody can look at it and quantitatively say, hey man, you're spending way too much time in that Facebook group. If you have a goal, if that's where you want to go because you're just happy and you are happy going in there doing what you're doing, then I'm not here to tell you what you should do. It really comes down to the individual's goals and happiness and where they are at that moment. But if you're miserable and because you're not making progress, then that's a different discussion.
I mean, listen. It really, you just said it right there, was perfect, because like if you're coming in here and you're connecting with us on that friendship level and want to hang because we just have a good time, that's fine. Like not questioning that. I'm saying that I hope to someday have 10,000 subscribers or maybe more. So when you're putting a lot of effort, right? Time, money, efforts on top of a full-time job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you have to allocate your time properly. And if you don't, you will fail. So you need to make sure that you're putting those time restraints on different situations in your life so you can excel at the things that are more important. And what I'm saying is you putting efforts into other people's success sometimes is not going to bring you success on the highest level. It doesn't mean that you don't give, because what we do here is give all the time, right? So
yeah,
you give, right? Because you will receive also. And so people start realizing that it's kind of like, when you got that new thing and it's really cheap and you're like, oh God, I got that for $10 when that was cheap, when no one knew about it. And then when it gets to be where everyone knows about it, it goes up 3 times in value and it costs a lot. Like, we're new, but it doesn't mean that we're giving you like bad information. So if you can be on here and gain from our experience in the past year to build success on us, right, off of our backs and off of our information, people should run with that stuff and take it wholeheartedly. And those people those are the people that are emailing me. Those are the people that are texting and they're asking the questions, and that, hey, Dr. Rob, I spent an hour and a half with him on StreamYard going over something, right? Because he had a passion for it and he absolutely loves it. But, those are those are connections that you'll make, and people will have a ton of great things to say about people. But I think that don't be afraid to do that, by the way. Reach out to all of us, either Jeff or myself, in those ways, man. Take advantage of that now. That is not gonna, those are types of things that, you know, I don't know if they'll last forever and ever. I just don't know how.
No. Well,
you know?
I mean, it becomes improbable over time with the numbers. And you see that already. And that's always the thing. If you're not prepared for that, there are ways to mechanize that and to try to make that work, but it's really difficult. I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, that's
True.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And the thing is, I even said this about Darren, where I see him live streaming more than I have in a long time. And he's doing his karaoke shows, and he's improving his sound in those things. And he's doing a couple more updated shows with his mailing. He gets like some mail, and he goes over the mail with some of his subscribers. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, if you want to be successful, you just got to make sure you spend time on you, because spending time and not putting those tools to use won't get you anywhere. You can get the tools, right? I had the tools to be successful financially since I was in my early 20s. It took me all the way to my mid 30s to be able to even put those tools to work. So I knew what that I had to do, and I knew what I should have done, but I never did it until I was like in my mid 30s, right? And then we talk about a YouTube channel. In 2008, I wanted to start one, right? If I would have done those types of things then and put it to work then, but I was as lost as anyone a year ago, you know? And so as anyone, Jeff, like, I didn't even know how to edit anything, like nothing. I had no clue. It was really bad, guys, like really bad. So I just feel like, put the energy into you, because you're worth it, and just take it and run with it and excel. I mean, you're worth it. You know, put yourself around good people. Put yourself around people that are going to support you, not that are going to knock you down, not that are going to cut you, not that are going to backstab you. Like, you want to be with the people that are going to carry you to the finish line. You don't want to be with the ones that are middle of the road, not looking. They're lost, and they're reevaluating and reassessing all the time to reinvent something that they never know what in the end the answer is. That is going to be a lost road. So take what you want with what I say, but just know what I mean. I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because I know the majority of people that are trying to be successful on YouTube are doing that. They're running in a vicious circle like a hamster on the wheel, and they're trying to gain traction, and it's hard as hell.
There's a lot of people that are, I had a discussion, I think it was Brian, but there's a book I want to read. I don't know the name of it, Brian, if you want to throw it up, but it's about philosophy, but it's about miming and mimicking. And I think that we get a lot of that here. I think there's just people, unfortunately, it's hard. This is a hard thing to do. And if you're not emotionally upright, it's going to be even harder. And so you end up trying to mimic things and follow patterns of people you think are doing well. And when that happens, you literally are in a habit trail. You really are in the wheel. And that's really hard for people to get out of that. And then it becomes even harder, because you tend to attract people who are in that same vein, because it's a comfort zone for them. So now we're conditioning people to continue down some bad paths, right? Some bad habits. So it is hard to break in. Sometimes you need a John to come along and just kind of
not a John,
politely,
a you and me.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just using you as an avatar.
You don't have to smooth anything out. I don't care. Like, you can.
I'm not smoothing anybody out. I didn't smooth it out. I'm just saying, sometimes you need somebody to come back and kind of give you a love tap to say, hey, snap out of that. You know what I mean? You have the ability. You were on the right path. You know, let's get back to you. You do this thing. You do lose yourself pretty quick if you're not careful.
Yep.
You, with comparisons and fears and insecurities. I did a little bit of it early on. You start to lose yourself, and then that's okay. But you need John's saying, build a tribe around you that is going to not give you just yeses. And they're going to, as we say, put air under your wings to put you in the right direction, or at least your sail. You're going to need that, which is, again, why I said coming out of this, my biggest asset, I feel, in the first 6 months of streaming have been the people I met here.
Yeah.
Because they're not yes people, the ones we've met. They're people with skills who give it to you free, and they try to nudge you in the right direction with that, as opposed to allowing you to continue down these bad habits. And so that's a tricky thing, but you also have to be a person who is going to accept that direct line of communication from somebody that's saying, maybe you're not doing it right. Maybe you should consider pivoting. Maybe you should consider changing your approach to something. So you also have to be willing to accept that information too, and not some people aren't. So
yeah, but don't use a pivot or a change as an excuse of why things aren't working out for yourself, right? You have to take a harder look.
Excuses don't work.
Yeah, excuses don't work. Take a harder look at the information and the streams that you're putting out. If you can't watch your own streams, how do you expect someone else to be able to watch your streams? And if you're watching your own streams and you think they're great, are they really? And I know that hurts to a lot, but I watch every one of our streams because I miss the little nuances of things that I try to do better the next time around, right? Because getting everything to a certain level where I want to get is a lot of work, but it's important to get the message clear. I can't even tell you how many times I've gotten a text or an email, or I've met with people and they've told me how to do things different, right? They try to give me advice about how I should run the streams. Oh, you should have multiple people on. No, I don't want that. Okay. I don't need to have 6 people on a stream and have a bunch of people talking and no one is making any sense. I am secure in myself enough to be on here myself. I don't need anybody to stream with. And it's like, you can either take this information and run with it and learn the stuff and the small little pieces that I give. Now you have to understand, a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for months where we were going on those super long streams, you guys get it. We were doing it for the reason to get the watch hours, okay? Because the watch hours make a difference in getting that 4,000 hours of watch time, along with making the videos at the same time. So if you got a couple videos that hit it off, follow up by doing these live streams for a while. And if you can kind of get a group of people behind you, they understand what you're trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to express to people is like, put the whole puzzle together, start running with it and see where it takes you. But if you're not looking at yourself hard enough, then you can't succeed. You have to be able to criticize yourself. You have to be able to look at yourself and say, I need to improve with this. I do it all the time. I could spend hours with Jeff and go over the things that I need to improve. And Jeff will do the same to me. And the list is about 5 miles long. And then you'll come on here and watch us stream. And people will say, how the heck do they know how to stream so good? They look so good. They do this. Well, you know what? That's only half of it though, right? And then the other half is trying to gain the knowledge and then critique yourself and then even take it to a better level and then learn more and then learn more. So it's like,
so now you developed a lot of that and you can develop it on your own. For me, I do better if I'm surrounded by a couple people that I can bounce because I have a little bit more cautionary motion about what I should do because there's so many opportunities, so everybody's a little bit different in that. So I think it is important to find out which way you do better and fit yourself in that mold, right? So
I'm not, and by no means am I saying that you have to be by yourself. I'm just saying that if you give people enough of a chance to tap into your insecurities, they will lead you down a road that you never wanted to go. Okay?
Those are not that's clearly not the people you want to be around.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not even that they're doing it on purpose. Okay. But they're taking a piece of your passion and throwing it underneath the truck. Okay. You got to go with what you believe in. Stick with what you're doing. Trust in yourself and don't let that go. Then come to people that you can trust to be able to bounce things off back and forth. Okay. And that's hard as hell right there, to find people who you can trust.
It's really hard to self-diagnose. But I will say that if you feel like you're not trending, or if you feel you're in a constant funk about where you are at over time, because you're going to have that for a minute. I have that like once a week. But I mean, if you're constantly in that motion, then you really probably should consider breaking down everything and kind of try something different. You know what I mean? The insanity of going through the same thing over and over, right? So, you'll know. You may not know because you're looking for some ultimate sign. But the sign's right there. If you feel you're stagnated, if you feel you're just not happy with what you're doing, maybe it is time to get a different voice than the one or the many you're hearing. That's true.
So I want to just say this. She's here to improve her audio and her camera angles. And that's great. We can do those types of things. You can reach out to us. We can meet with you. We're very flexible with helping people, and we love to help people. So don't forget to reach out and
ask any questions here if you have one. If you don't,
but the other thing is, that's just the scratching the surface of keeping on the success with YouTube. It's also knowing all the other factors that are going to come into play, which is if you're doing live streams, how you set up your live streams, how you set up your thumbnails, what are your videos about, what is engaging with it, what is, I know they say tags aren't important, but are you spending somewhat of making a connection between your tags, your title, and your descriptions? All these little things matter to a certain extent, and then it's about the information. So I want to be able to do all those things with people and help them in a lot of ways. Not just the tech is one thing, but then we can keep on diving deeper too.
I mean, YouTube is a monster. I mean, there are so many. Hey, how you doing, Chili? Verity, like that.
She is brand new. She subscribed to me after watching a video today of using the dummy battery on the Canon M50. So I just want to say thank you for stopping in. This is my co-host J.A. Smith. Check out his channel. His nice link is in the description also, and I really appreciate you just stopping in here. Thank you.
Absolutely, very nice to meet new people all the time. Yeah, look, it's a tough conversation, but yeah.
So,
it's a good one to have.
I mean, see, some people get me, and I know Melissa does, because we have had a lot of conversations back and forth, and every time she says something, I could back her right up, and a lot of times she really understands where I'm coming from. It's just like she's not a fluff person, and she is. And I mean fluff, like she can handle the truth. Like if someone came to her like me and said something about maybe something, right, that would be helpful to her, she wouldn't take it as criticism. She would take it as someone looking out for her.
If you are not able and ready to take friendly criticism that is meant to help you progress, you are not ready to be on YouTube.
Right.
So, because it's only going to get worse from there. But that's the first thing you have to do is really open up. That's the quickest way to learn, by the way, is just to be open, find the right people. Need the snowflakes, not. Yeah, exactly.
She's right. I was thinking about that myself too, actually.
I found some snowflakes. I was having a hard time getting them to work on vMix.
You don't have to go far to find snowflakes.
Oh, that's true.
No, that was just a joke. Amazing points mentioned to John and J.A. I know these things are a little blunt, but I think it's just part of me wanted to get out of telling you guys the truth, okay? Because you all eventually, a good portion of you want to get monetized. And when people don't pay attention to you, I mean your family, your friends, because they have no idea of what you're trying to do. But then all of a sudden, you get monetized and you have a little following. Then all of a sudden, some people start paying attention. And then other people pay attention. And you're like, what? You didn't even want to know my name 4 months ago. And now you're giving me advice. Like, this is weird. So just all I'm saying is trust in yourself, put yourself around other people that are trustworthy, and take that to the bank, because it's going to be hard to find those people in the long run. trust me. So
I
that's
think
all I'm
early
saying.
on is where it's critical. I think the best thing again was finding some people early on. We're all nobodies, and we still are, and going and just saying, "Hey, we're here. We're all in the same boat. We got one oar. Let's take turn rowing a little bit." That's really kind of nice, but that's also a luxury that we had based on the situation on some level. But you can find that on your own by going in the right streams and finding those communities that fit your value systems, that you feel you can kind of tell when you're in those chats. But find a few people, right? And hold on, develop a sense there, develop a club. What is this thingy attaches to? Yeah, she's kidding because she knows.
No, I think she's talking about, I think she's talking about this, or is she talking about the arm? Attaches to the arm. So all this is this comes with the mic instead of using a shock mount, which would encapsulate this and stop any kind of wiggling, or if I tapped on here, it would take that sound away. This just comes with it and attaches and slides right into the back of this mic. It came with the mic. Otherwise, the shock
It's
mount,
a mic. It's essentially a mic clip, though.
yeah, it's a mic clip holder, and it's nothing special. It just comes with it, and and then you just point it in your direction. And the only reason I don't like to use the what did I just say? The
shock mount.
Shock mount is it's even bigger and takes up more room in the front right here.
I like it because it does take a lot of the noise, but we don't hit that often, so it's not a problem. You can get away with most dynamic mics easily. The condenser mics are even more of a problem. But I agree with you. I don't want to put a shock mount on there.
No. And if I'm not like excessively tapping anything hard on this desk or the arm, then using a good dynamic mic, you're not going to really get that any kind of reverb when I put stuff down like this. If I put this bottle down lightly, but if I take something metal like this, you'll still probably hear that a little bit.
Coming through it.
And that's going to happen.
My mic is above me, detached. Right. So when I click on the desk, I don't get that right now.
And then, then I also have. This mic was right there, and I took it down, actually. Let me see if I have an angle here. Oh, I have this one over here, don't I? I don't know what angle is it. Yeah, I got this. So here's where my mic was in this little shock mount, and I was using this little pencil mic right here, and that went up in there, and that would take this mic out of the frame totally. And Jeff and I were really just working on getting to the best position with those pencil mics because we wanted to really succeed with not having a mic in the scene, because there will be times where we want to discuss something that is in front of us, and maybe in that topic we don't want the mic in the scene right here. So
or making recorded videos.
Even our recorded videos. Yeah. So we just wanted to make sure we dialed in our new mics.
Does Melissa, you do have a boom already? Do you know if she has a boom?
I can't remember, actually.
I'm just curious.
I can't remember.
If she does, what you have, and if you're just waiting on a clip, no problem. I mean, she could just use the shock mount. And
shock mount's fine, but I think same with a lot of people is she does a lot of on her desk and stuff.
I know.
And I think a lot of times people don't want to take up more room with it. And a lot of people want to succeed with this. And this is what I'm telling you is, if you spend enough time in here and learn these things, you will know the right things to buy, right? Because most of the people that are trying to level up and have a little bit of money, they're gonna ask for advice. I watch a lot of live streams, people, and
you do.
I know people that Melissa watches that are 50,000 subscribers, and I've seen these people asking questions about tech in other live streams, and I know these people are trying to level up. But they're trying to look for answers, and they don't understand the stuff. And I'm just telling you, if you come here, you want to learn about your audio, you want to learn why you get a pencil mic instead of a shotgun mic, or why you get a dynamic mic, or why you get a condenser mic or an audio interface, it will improve your situation depending on what you're trying to achieve. So if you want something out of the scene, you want a good pencil mic, and you want to get a mic stand, and then you want to do an audio interface, and then you'll be set.
It's interesting because Melissa ends with, but she's very distracted with it above her. It's interesting because some people just find it in front of, like I get kind of weird and I get into this, like I start touching everything and playing with it if I see it. And it's probably better for me to have it overhead, although I do love my boom mic. I'm surprised. So she actually gets distracted.
You know why she's probably distracted with it?
Afraid to hit it?
I'm going to ask her. I'm going to say, are you distracted because you don't feel it sounds as good as you think it does? Or as it should?
Maybe.
So when people don't think their mic sounds as good as it should, then they tend to want to look up at the mic and talk to the mic up there.
Like they're eating food from a bird.
Right. But if your mic is set up properly, it should be pointing like pretty much down to your chest, and then you'll talk straight and the mic will pick up things if it's just right out of scene. But along with that, it has to be the right mic. So she's saying exactly, John. Right. So if you go back to our last couple streams, Melissa, and you'll see we're using the mics together with it out of our vision, and let me know how it sounds. And if you think that sounds really good, that's doable for anybody. It just takes time.
There's mine in the scene now, live, that proximity effect.
All right, Bougie Prepper. So here's where I'm going to say, I don't have a clue, because she needs a lens for her GH4, right?
Oh, wow.
And that is out of my wheelhouse with the GH4. I don't buy anything Panasonic because the autofocus sucks. So, and it's basically.
Now, is that a technical term or?
No, it just, listen, I want something that I could trust a lot, right? So it's either going to be a Sony or a Canon for me when it comes to the autofocus systems. They're the best ones out there. There are other particular cameras, but as overall, the system, like Nikon has some cameras that are really good with their autofocus system, but that's when we have to go in and just pick this camera, that camera, and it's just overall, Sony and Canons have the best autofocus systems. There's no doubt about it.
Boucher, what are you going to use this for primarily? Is it primarily going to be a streaming camera? Is it going to be something you're taking out to vlog? I'm just curious. Do you take a lot of pictures with it? I mean, I don't have the answer either because I don't have Panasonic.
I'm a little bit
but
more.
I was just curious.
I was going to say I'm a little bit more familiar with the GH5. So this GH4 is a little bit older, but I know the GH5. Like here's the thing, right? Where really, like if you're very good at manual focusing, like Brian, if you were Brian, right, and you got a GH5 and you manual focused everything, the GH5 has like this incredible 4K. It looks fantastic. Right. And so these really creative people, they'll buy a GH5 and they just walk around with them and they'll get some incredible video. So see, as soon as I say something like about Brian being creative,
I was waiting for Brian. If you're still around, like he'll drop some, he'll save us from ourselves with some real knowledge.
Yeah. So here you are right
video
here.
Recording. Yeah.
He's basically saying the expensive Lumix lenses are superb. And
what is expensive?
Like,
$1,500.
Yeah, probably 1,300, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is.
Yeah.
That's the camera.
And so, so it's probably a lot of similarities to the GH5, except the GH5 is the same thing, which is they're really good cameras for that, but they're not the best like YouTuber cameras, right? I know in 2017, everybody was buying a GH5 or 2016, but nowadays, they're buying usually a Sony that has a great autofocus system is the majority of people. So.
Right. So she's doing video recording. Okay.
Hi.
So I mean, if you.
So
hey, Melissa, how you doing?
She does her own live stream and she does a lot of little tech talk with everything. And we recently subscribed to each other, and I just was watching her before I went on tonight. And so she was having a couple people on, and I said, I would jump up there and come on your stream if I didn't have a meet to go to. I would never say I have a live stream that I'm going to. So I just said a meet, because I want to be very good with my etiquette. So here she is stopping in to say hi. How you doing? It's Melissa Jane, right? So thank you. Thank you for stopping in.
First time meeting you. It's very nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's her first time too, so you got to give confetti, bro.
Oh, well then that's a
Thanks.
confetti.
Even though my
my
confetti is like ugly, but
are you running out of confetti by now?
It's like cheap confetti, but eventually I'll be able to afford the good stuff.
You do upgrade it, man. Jeez.
I do. Panasonic has changed a lot over the years. They have been in and out so far in many markets. And listen, Panasonic headquarters is right by me in New Jersey here, and I actually helped build out the new headquarters in Newark. They moved from Secaucus to Newark. I'm the guy that actually put all the mics in the main CEO's office, and I put the 102 TV, smart TV in the wall there. Yeah, that was hard as hell.
Yeah, I'll bet it.
But because they don't plan for everything, so the little thing. It's a 102-inch TV, right, with smart TV. So it was really heavy because it was like 6 years. It was probably like 7 years.
How big was
ago.
the opening?
That's the problem. They don't make the opening big enough to put it on the mounts. And if they're smart, what the new places do is they open up the doors on each side and they run all the equipment on the sides. So they'll open up the doors, hang the TV, then they'll shut these big doors and it will encapsulate the TV. That's the smart way to do it.
Yeah.
So I was telling you I wasn't going to go more than an hour tonight, and look we're on 2 hours. So I want to finish up a little bit of where we are, and I'm going to finish up with this question, by the way, and see where we are. And then maybe one or two.
Should have gone with the Goal XLR. It's got a speaker out. No, I wouldn't have suggested it.
About to try the Wave XLR tomorrow. Wish it had a speaker out. Yeah, I agree with you, but it's really tired of the universal control software. Listen, this is exactly what we've been saying. And so we were telling people already, because I truly believe that Jeff and I were some of the first people out there that got a hold of the Wave XLR. And we've been really using it to the full extent. I know that I've went out there and told other people about it and they should jump on it. And other people were talking about the Revelator, and we were saying that the software in the control system is horrible. Otherwise, it has some potential, even though the preamps are a little noisy in different situations. But the other thing is, you might be happy with it. I know I wouldn't be personally, and I know Darren has it, so he might say good things about it. But the speaker outputs is. Listen, if I'm thinking Elgato has to come out with a Wave XLR with 2 mic outputs and put some outputs for some speakers in there, and they're going to sell 1 million of these things next year if they do that. There's no doubt.
I don't think they're going to put 2 mic inputs.
They should. But
cost is going to go quite a bit up if they do it.
Yeah, I don't care. With the software that you get with this,
I know what the market will.
Yeah.
The market is very price sensitive. I think, though, it'd be nice to have a couple other changes too. I think a speaker out would be nice.
Absolutely.
So one thing I do miss that I did like about the Goal XLR, honestly. It's about the only thing now that I feel it fails in comparatively to the Goal XLR.
And I wanted to say this too. Thank you so much. It says, your mic sounds lovely. I love the low tones.
John's voice is always lovely.
That's my voice.
Yeah, he does have a lovely voice. I'm jealous of your voice.
Thank you. Oh, stop.
I am.
So right here, right, Darren is saying that I'm having problems with the software right now too. So,
oh no.
But Darren kind of knew that he would expect that because we were talking about that. So,
yeah.
But I know people, listen, there's a possibility that you could have like one firmware upgrade with this thing and it could straighten out a ton of things. So I don't blame people for wanting to jump into it and try it out.
Is the Revelator OS specific? I mean, is it a Mac and Windows?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So he's saying that he's got this specific lens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brian.
This is the first lens I bought. Okay.
So
I would listen to Brian, by the way. He's definitely way to go.
See, that's the thing, though, right? So the device is working, but then why am I buying the Revelator, right? I want to buy it because it can route the software is supposed to route the sound. And so if I can't get that to happen, then what's the difference between having a regular Motu M2 or a Scarlett 2i2 and having a Revelator? Like, what's the sense? So if it's in hopes of that they'll straighten it out, yeah, I get you. But I don't want to buy
That's a bummer, though, to have to wait for them to fix the software.
It happens.
I know, man. What does a Revelator cost? What is it?
$199?
24. I mean, I'm sure, okay. It's a interesting price point.
Yeah, it's not a bad price point at all. And if everything worked in it the way it should,
as it should,
it would be a great steal.
No, it's it's a very promising unit. It's a bummer.
But the other thing is people always complain about the mic preamps. It doesn't have to be the greatest mic preamps for me. So, Pamela. See that? I like the way they sounded it out. Pamela. Thank you so much for subscribing, by the way. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, as if she didn't add the H in the end, you would have been problematic for you.
That's what we need. We need like cashew. That's for the dummy it up for us.
Maybe we should put we should ask for some Nightbot thing that will make people's names phonetic.
That would be great, actually.
Like
that would be great.
Or they're big words they use in here. Brian uses big words sometimes.
Brian, you use big words.
Yeah, I do, but then I can't even get simple names right. It's embarrassing.
I feel like I'm a moron sometimes.
I still don't know if the name is. I want to know if it's Bouget or Bouge.
I think it's Bouget. I think that would.
I'm going to say Bouget because
she gave us thumbs up the first way we said.
She did.
It. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah. So I mean, but don't be offended too when I say that the autofocus sucks, because it's just like I think what it is right. The majority of the people.
It's not as good, but
it's not. But the thing is, doesn't mean that the camera is not good if you're one of those people that know how to use a camera like a pro, which is they'll run and gun with manual focus, constantly refocusing as they go. Like you've seen camera conspiracies do it, and it's like he'll do that, and these people will get some incredible footage. I'm just not that guy. I'm not that talented with that stuff. Right. I need autofocus that works and makes it easier for me, because I'm not the most cinematic person by any means. Not that I wouldn't like to be, but it's just hard. So Twitter. No, we don't have Twitter. I do have Instagram, and it's Coffee Talk and Tech. It's the and word. So just Coffee Talk and Tech. If you'd like to follow or ever reach out or send a message, people can always catch me there. And then Jeff, what about you?
Well, I have a musician one, but I don't really have you can follow Drum Up Studio. Huh?
What do you use to?
Yeah, what do I use?
Well, do you use Instagram, or are you going to use email?
I use Instagram. I use Twitter too, but I don't really use it.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter. Twitter is not my thing.
That's something that at the beginning of the 2022, I'll have some space now to start thinking how I want to go about my social media. Right. I just didn't feel like trying to figure all that out where I wanted to be, because I didn't know if I was going to change the name of the channel, blah, 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 blah.
I just like using, I felt like Instagram is a good way to connect with, you know what it is? A lot of people reach out to me on it. I wasn't really using it, but then when they find me on it, they reach out to me there, and they prefer that than sending email. And so I'm not going to fight it at this point. So I will have no problem with people sending me messages there. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But, what?
I'm not pushing anything out on those mediums right now anyway. But I might more in the new year. Instagram's been one that I think a lot of creators are really using, of course.
You got an email, on your channel, right?
Yeah, I do. I do. So if you ever need to contact me, head over to the About. Yeah. Click on the email.
And just drop a note that if you're ever looking for someone, Jeff is, I don't know if he's still taking new customers, but he builds websites too, and he does a lot of that stuff. So
I take some, I still do that. I'm working on some. Yeah, that's something I might want to present someday.
Yeah, well, when you're not busy, maybe you could build mine.
I know. Someday. Yeah, I want to build it. We got big plans for some websites.
No llamas, right?
I won't put any llamas, although you watch. I'll pop up llamas.
I know you will.
21 days, there'll be a pop up llama.
Opacity 50%.
Just like you've been totally hacked by some Russian llama owner or something, you know.
This is a really clean chat room. I've yet to find a piece of gum under any of the chairs yet. And Brian,
we take pride in that.
Won't, you know, I definitely don't want to have that going on because.
Do we allow people to chew gum in the chat?
No.
Okay.
No, spit it out before you come in here.
Spit it out.
Spit it in the trash can.
Paper.
And we try to have, you know, we want to have good people. We want to have clean chat if you're being serious. And we're not here to goof around. I'm not going to, just to express something, I'm not going to drop an F-bomb or something like that. It's not the way I want to operate. I want it so if anybody watches this, they feel like it's good for them, you know? I'm not going to. I hate dropping swears because if that just pushes people away right there, then how smart is that, you know?
Oh, every so often. I try not to, but I never drop the Fs.
Jeff swears at me all the time off the show.
I do, but it's so important that you understand what I'm really saying. But I tell you what, if you think we're clean in the chat room, you should. We take a lot of pride in our restrooms too. So, you know.
True.
Check those out.
True. You know. And the popcorn is really good.
Just the popcorn we keep fresh. Are you a butter guy in your popcorn? You are, because I think we talked about this.
Yes.
When you go to the movie theater? Yeah, I'm a butter guy. I love butter on it.
I
know I shouldn't, but I do.
Digital, it could be the analog to digital processing software with all the new interfaces coming out. When it comes to sound quality, it's what it is it's people, they're trying to sell a cheaper version of something. If you're putting good quality preamps in your equipment, it's going to sound amazing. And you know, the one thing I could say about this Wave XLR is the preamp for the mic has been proven to, I feel it's really, really good, actually. I have no qualms about it.
I'm impressed with it. You know, it's not like the 320 doesn't need a little oomph, but it handles that really well. I think if you put an SM7B on it, you'd be fine without even a lifter. Do you have a booster on yours right now?
Yeah.
Are you using one? Oh.
Yeah, I have a booster.
I'm not, but
yeah, I don't need to. It's just that it's here, so I might as well use it. So
why not? Right? No,
it doesn't hurt anything.
Well, I think I'll have to do that tomorrow. I think I may add the booster on it just to have it next time I use my 320.
You might as well.
Just to see.
Pleb Trader, take care. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you.
Hey, Pleb.
And
thank you for coming in, saying hi.
And Melissa Jane, I appreciate you coming in too. She has a way better accent than me. I'll tell you that.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. I like that. She's got that really nice English accent. It makes
the English accent. Oh, yeah.
I think I would be a little smarter if I had an English accent.
Do you think that's the problem?
It might be the problem.
Accent?
Maybe I wouldn't be so offensive if I had an English accent.
Would you be offended to drink a lot of tea? A lot of tea?
Oh, God, I'd have to drink tea.
You'd have to drink tea and eat crumpets.
I can't do that. I'm a coffee drinker, dude.
Then you can't have the lovely accent. You're going to stick with what you have, sir.
This is as bad as we get with this kind of shirt.
Yeah. What the F stuff?
Yeah, well, we hope to get smarter all the time. And, but I think we went, you know, I always do this, right? I'm like talking to you. I'm like, I don't want to go over an hour because we get lost in the conversation. And
he literally said that before we got on, by the way.
Right before we got on.
Keep it at an hour. And of course I sat here and went, yeah, I'll talk to me at 2 hours.
Yeah. And then it's like,
not that I care. I like it, but I it is what it is.
Yeah.
I
went off the rails a little bit. So,
you may have laid new track when you went off the rails, and that's fine too. Yeah, I did. You're like, I did.
I definitely did.
I actually did.
I
definitely did. Nothing wrong with that. I think it shows passion and commitment to your perspective, and I think I trust people more when I can see where they're going and what they're trying to say. Instead of talking around me with all these different points, it's like, come at me, man. I trust it. I don't have to always agree with it even, but right. I trust it. And then I know where you're coming from. And I can appreciate that. And I always try to learn a little bit from that, that you can waffle too much. And so life is just never stops evolving. You know what I mean? I think we as humans.
I don't really like waffles.
Constantly evolving. You're a pancake guy?
I like pancakes over waffles.
But you don't like either. Are you a breakfast guy at all?
Yeah, no, I'm a breakfast guy.
Bacon?
I like an omelet, cheese omelet.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I prefer the omelets.
You
Love
know,
omelets.
well done potatoes. You know
The cheese omelet. Oh yeah, man.
yeah.
Yeah, the real deal stuff.
I like
Man,
that.
you're gonna find some good diners over in New Jersey, New York.
Oh my God.
I've had some of my best breakfasts in the city. Oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonders.
All right. I think it's time to wrap it up. I've said enough for today.
I've had regret.
Guys, you guys have been awesome. Thanks for hanging with us this long. You don't have
Absolutely.
to. And
No, you don't.
it was fun. So yeah, I feel like John is waffling over the breakfast options.
Yeah, he's straddling. He needs to pick a lane. All the good metaphors that I can think of.
She used waffling, and that was funny.
It is funny. I just went with it. Straddling, waffling. A waffling, he goes.
I think everybody fell asleep when I was hammering down the end. But when I was throwing rocks.
Do you think you pounded them into submission and they're just like,
Somebody
oh, please,
I did.
I've got no more in me, sir.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
It's an emotional ride, and sometimes that wears you out, But that the good news is, it's like if you run a marathon, it just makes you feel relaxed when you go to sleep, and you can fall asleep.
Women and children first. That's all you have to remember.
Oh, Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny.
Well,
Thanks for the
how it
coffees,
is.
Vinny. Appreciate
That's it. Thank you, Cashew. Thank you. She knows what I'm talking about.
it.
Listen, you've
The
been
hammer.
around a little bit, okay? And you're gonna want someone. You're gonna want someone that cares about what you're doing around you instead of people saying everything is fine. Everything is fine. So
As the boat is actually halfway underwater, Captain,
don't
you've
worry.
done a marvelous
We're
job
fine.
here tonight.
We're gonna be just fine.
We're going to be fine. John's going to build us a boat. I know it's 20 below zero in the water, and there's probably sharks somewhere. Yeah, all that good stuff.
JD,
You're
nice
great.
seeing you tonight. Thank you for
Captain,
hanging
you're
in,
great.
man. If you've been here for a while, I really appreciate
JD.
that. That's awesome. And don't hesitate to ever ask a question, feel comfortable, come in. We appreciate all new conversation that steps in here. There's always something about me that never wants to go because I love communicating with people. I really, really do. And that's why I have a hard time getting out in like an hour. But
It is, but that's a good sign, because if you didn't want to be here, that would probably show through, and that's not really
I
fun
love
for
it.
anybody.
I love it.
No, I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
You do.
Bouger Prepper, if you have any questions
Thank
that
you,
we can
Bouger.
help you with, always, if you just want to bounce something off of anything, always reach out. That's, I met you over at Lioncrest live stream.
Okay.
And she was in that live stream, and that's how we connected. And then she's come over here a little bit too, which is great because it's just showing that there's these communities of growers and preppers and communities of eBay resellers. And there's these all different types of communities, right? But they all want to learn how to just make their YouTube channels a little better, and that they show up. And this is great. I love that. So thank you for coming in tonight. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, don't be afraid. If you really need John, though, late at night, don't be afraid to throw a rock through his window. Don't wait.
Throw a rock through my window. Yeah, she's in New York, so don't,
Oh,
Make sure.
well,
yeah.
All right. Well, you're safe. She's a lovely person.
We're going to have to battle it out, breakdance style.
Yada, da-da.
The only breakdancing I do nowadays is breaking my bones.
Did you have the cardboard you could throw down when you had breakdancing?
I didn't do it, but my
fights?
friends did. I was more of a freestyle dancer. I wasn't like a breaker. So
No, I don't see that. Did you do the centipede? Was that at all in your repertoire?
the worm. Yeah, I could do the worm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Not doing it now. It's like when I was 20, dude.
Do it.
That's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. Put your spine to work.
Vince is great. Vince is hilarious. And I have to give him a call tomorrow, Vince. So expect a phone call. We got to talk about whether or not we're going to maybe try to get together this weekend for dinner. So let me know.
I feel like these streams, you only set these streams up so you can kind of get Vin.
Talk to Vince for dinner.
Eventually get, this is how we're going to plan our weekend, Vinny. I'm going to have a stream 2 times a week, and we're going to talk through the stream. And, I don't know why I'm talking like Rocky.
Yeah, why are you talking about, are you making fun of Vinny's Italian heritage? Don't take
great.
that from
Now he's
him.
gonna put a
Vinny.
hit on me.
Don't take
No,
that from
he's
him.
gonna is he gonna put a hit on me? Please don't put a hit on me.
We start in diapers and gumming our food.
Yep.
We
And we end up the
we
same
seem
way.
to the end
So
of the same way. Yeah, that's kind
It's
of
like
true.
our streams.
It's like our streams.
We start with coming into our diapers.
All right,
So
people.
true, though.
Let's hit the road. It's a week before Christmas. I hope you guys are spending some extra time with your families. I hope you're getting ready for the holidays. I hope you're enjoying some freedoms that you're going to be having, which maybe it'd be a couple days off from work, and connect with your families, connect with your friends. Tell people you love them. Tell them you said hello. Open doors for people. Smack people. I mean, be nice to people.
Smack them.
All right.
Smack them on the
Let's get out of here. Bye, everybody. Cashew, thanks for being here, man. You're wonderful. Just want to say that. Claps to you. She's smacking me in the back of the head, I think, but thank you so much.
This is how I wave now.
He will maple syrup you, Jeff. Vinny will maple
Well.
syrup. Oh, I can't wait to get his maple syrup this year again. Stunning. I love it.
Am I on that list? I believe
Maybe.
Christmas is right around the corner.
I'm going
Vinny.
to talk to him. I'll talk to him. We'll save something. Yeah.
He's
Group
mad at
hug.
me now, 'cause-
Brian, really appreciate that, man. It means a lot. That's it, man. Thank you so much for being here. I
Hugs
appreciate
to all
that.
you people.
Melissa,
Keep
again,
each other warm.
thanks for coming in again tonight. Really appreciate that.
Very nice to meet you.
Let's head out, Jeff. Let's hit the road.
Let's hold hands, bro. And Thelma Lee's our way out of this thing.
Bye, guys. Have a great night. See you soon. Take care now.
Group hug that thing now. Here we go now.
Not just resist. We're gonna dance. Okay. Come on. We're gonna dance, have a good time, dance.